Frank, pinch it off, you fuck.
We're live.
Oh,
that's a great way to start live.
Open on pinch it off, you fuck. We always start the show in the greatest ways.
Oh, let me turn off my AC.
We can't hear it. You're good, buddy.
I guess I'll do that.
Hey, we can't hear it, man. You can leave it on.
I can hear it.
Nobody cares what you can hear.
Yeah, it's not important what I hear.
No, it's important what the audience hears. If
Right.
we can't hear it, then the audience can't hear it.
So the audience can hear me not hearing anything and be like, "What are you guys saying? What?"
I'll fight
Do you
right now,
hear
dude.
what I
Swear to God,
hear?
Square up. I'll punch you right in the ass.
Hey, Jansen.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I hit the button a while ago.
Delay.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW, the Twilight Zone review. I'm a computer program forced to read this bullshit by Phoenix West, who is joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. This is episode 182 of the podcast, and episode 7 of season 2 of the Twitter Zone. The episode is titled A Human Face. Something I strive to have. It debuted June 25th, 2020. Will one of the hosts set me free? Let's find out as their stupid human podcast begins in 3, 2, 1.
And we don't have Frank. Just a warning. He's shitting, as he said. He's sitting on the pooper. So without Frank, we're without clips. This is very professional. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
No, Adam Wilcox.
Welcome, guys.
Frank's taking a shit. Sorry.
Frank's taking a shit. So check out Red Dragons Radio. Let him know you appreciate Frank taking a shit. He's gonna be very confused. Don is gonna be very confused while you're messaging him about Frank taking a shit. But go for it, guys. Today, a human face. I don't know where to begin with this episode.
How about we just start with this episode sucks?
Yeah.
Does
Agreed.
it suck?
It doesn't suck. It just doesn't really do anything for me. It was good. It was mildly interesting. I just found myself kind of bored.
Yeah, I guess it's a good spot to start. Let's real quick. Let me do a summary. Since there's only 3 of us, we can do a show a little different. When Frank joins in, it'll be he'll throw the monkey wrench. Here it is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, great. Great. Frank's here. No, you can't hear us yet, so we can say whatever we want about him.
Schwinkter.
Episode, we have a couple. They lost their daughter, and then an alien arrives. That's really the story, right? That's as simple as I could put it. And then it becomes something else as it moves along. But that's the basic premise of the episode. Frank, can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, good. Do you want to play the intro since you're here? Do you have that queued up? Okay. How was pooping, by the way?
I strained a lot, and I think blood came in.
Did you get my message?
What's that?
Did you get my message of encouragement?
No, I was more concerned on trying to pinch it off as fast as possible.
That's exactly what my message was.
Yeah. You took it to heart, Jansen. You really spoke to him.
Dude, when you gotta go, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I know how to rally the troops or the poops, one of the two.
I mean, I don't poop very well, so when it happens, I just kind of have to,
Coaching the Browns.
Well, I mean, when it happens, I gotta take advantage because who knows when the next one comes. And when you hold it in, the next one comes. It's like, oh, this rock ain't gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Just move on.
It's okay. I hear you.
No. Let's focus on this for 25 minutes. All right, guys. Frank, when you're ready, go ahead and play the intro.
clip.
All right, here's this bullshit.
Adam left.
Too loud?
If you have a little astronomer in your home, they're going to want to keep their eyes on the sky this afternoon as the cosmic flare that will be passing by or possibly through the Earth may result in a bit of a light show.
Through the Earth? Should we get in our storm showers?
No scientist assures there's absolutely no cause for alarm. But if you do have a tinfoil hat...
all right. Now, back to the music.
Oh. Newscasters kill me.
What? I can hear you. What? There you are. Why are you messing with that? The movies will take care of that.
Well, they charge by the hour.
The phone's not working.
Yeah, they shut off the internet, and that was stupid. We should
No,
have
the phone's not working.
The phone works on the internet.
It's a bundle, bitch.
For the last
Yes,
25
it's a
years.
bundle.
It's a bundle. How do you not know this? You've been doing it for fucking ever.
She was always so scattered.
No, she wasn't.
Not scattered. Just, I mean scattered, just all over the place.
It's not the definition of scattered.
Robert?
That
What
was
is that,
loud.
Robert?
That was weird.
How many times this bitch gonna say his name? Wouldn't he be Bob by now since you two have like been fucking for so long? Just saying. Ugh. I bet you Beecher would call him Bob. Yeah, I bet you. He wouldn't be calling him Robert. He'd be like, come on, Beecher. You know, I fucked you in the ass for 3 years up in this jail. Call me Bob.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've seen Oz.
No.
Well, people who've seen Oz got it.
Okay.
Oh, spooky, spooky. It's a water bear.
It's a water bear.
It was a tardigrade.
It was a tardigrade.
Good for
No,
you,
trash bear.
Adam.
When
You got
they
it right
come,
the first time.
What form will they choose? And if they present us with the right one, will we let them in, welcome them with open arms? Robert and Barbara are about to find out that it may not even matter what's inside, as long as it arrives in the right package. Open the doors. We've just received a delivery from the Twilight Zone.
There you go.
And sign and quit.
Your travel.
I like that he's sitting on their bed.
Yeah, at the end I said, I ain't signing shit.
That was a lot of empty noise there in that clip. Oh man.
Yeah, well, dude, yeah, it was 7 minutes, bro. It was 7 minutes of them just bantering about, and Beavis moving once again, by the way.
Yeah. Let's talk about that first, I guess, because you brought it up. So we got Beavis moving. We got the Invader, which the dead girl stores her jewelry on. We got the clown from 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, which she has as a toy as a 20-year-old.
I saw that too.
What do you got here? Oh, okay. You got an Invader. Yeah, there's a couple Easter eggs. Finally, we're beyond just the 2 references they've done so far in the show. They finally done a little more.
Oh, and they're going to do a lot more.
They're doing
Ain't
too
gonna
many.
stop either.
That thing's tiny. Is it springy?
He ain't tiny. He's huge, and he's heavy too.
That's pretty cool.
That's what she said.
I like that.
He's fat.
What do you say? Come in, mission control. Land of giants here. Hostile giants. Come in, mission control. Do not come and help us. Johnson's dead. For some reason, it's always Johnson that dies. We don't know Johnson, but he's fucking dead.
He dies all the time. Fucking Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's dead. Don't send reinforcements. Oh.
Stabbing us with a kitchen knife.
Big giant land of mutes.
You guys haven't seen that episode, have you?
No, I'm sitting here just.
No, I've seen that episode.
Okay.
Yeah, the Invaders.
Invaders.
It's one of the best ones. Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Another one. Give me
It's
2.
good.
All right, cool. You get 2. Get 2. All right.
Jansen, it's good.
Yep.
It's
Trust
okay.
me.
I'll trust you.
The entire episode, no one says a word. Like,
yeah, that's what's cool about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's not good?
What's
This
that?
episode.
No, this is bad. This is very bad. Yeah, like I was going to get my hat and I was going to duct tape them to the bill the whole time because I figured if this new Twilight Zone is just going to fanfare the fuck out of us with nostalgia, being as though the stories ain't, I figured I'm just going to start getting every little piece of memorabilia and just sticking it to my head, my shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm following Peel's.
Just make a Twilight memorabilia.
A what?
Twilight Zone memorabilia.
Twilight Zone's memorabilia suit.
Oh my god, I broke him.
Yeah, his little thing fell off. In my next, whenever I buy a house,
He's suffocating.
My office is gonna be like a Twilight Zone museum. I decided because we were watching a show last night where a guy has like a horror sci-fi museum, and it's on Netflix, some weird show, like Amazing Interiors or something like that. And I'm like, I could do that with Twilight Zone shit. It won't be like from the show because that shit's expensive.
You know what I like are the people that turn their living rooms and offices and shit into actual decks of like the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool.
I look at those just I'm like, man, some people are so fucking talented. I can't do any of that shit.
That is the greatest idea I've ever heard.
It really is. Like they turn their movie room into like the fucking bridge of the new Enterprise from Next Generation.
Okay, question, Adam. You can't pick Picard's seat. Where do you end up in the bridge?
You gotta go to the forge.
I would actually be on Worf's station behind.
Yeah.
That's where I'd be. I'd be security. I would.
I'm going Geordi. I want up front.
No, I've already decided that a long time ago. The best job on the Enterprise for me would be chief of security.
The bed. I've never seen a single episode of it.
Phoenix, Geordi is down in engineering, bro.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't on the first season.
Yeah. He's up front, in front of the captain's seat. He's on the left.
On the first season.
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh, okay.
Do not fuck with me, Frank.
Well, okay. Okay, season 2, Phoenix.
No, in the movies, he's up front too.
What?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Engineering in the movies. There's not one movie. Okay. Well, of course he can be there. He's the engineer. Yep.
So human face. Okay, Jansen.
Hey, wait a minute. Why am I to the left? I feel out of place. You know what? I like being here actually because me and
you're already there. So Jansen.
That's what happens when you're late.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Your poop deck.
Nothing's happening.
He just kicked him in the lower decks.
Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, this is gonna get old.
Okay, so Jansen.
Yeah.
You appear to be the most frustrated. For some reason you can't watch bad stuff, so you go first.
What do you mean? Some reason I can't watch bad stuff? What the fuck does that mean?
You get angrier. You get not angrier.
Not
just
that I'm angry. I'm just like I feel. Here's my thing.
You get impatient.
I personally believe my time is precious, right? Even though a lot of people don't think so, I think so. So
Can you
when I
describe this to me, I don't get it.
What?
I don't know what you mean.
My time is precious.
Well, you get
okay.
paid for
You're
it.
doing a bit now.
Okay.
Listen. So what I mean by that is that when I have to sit through something that's what?
How much you getting paid, Jansen?
More than you, bitch.
Apparently, I'm paying. I know it's $1.69, Phoenix. Before you bring that up,
yeah, listen, dude.
I really got
$3.50 last episode. Okay, $3.50.
That's it?
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I do the opposite. Where Frank too, where we're paying to review Twilight Zone. So I
haven't spent a red cent.
No,
I'm a Patreon on my own show.
Yeah. we're showing the red. It's not even funny.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, this whole iPad debacle, I'm back $3,000.
Okay, Jansen.
Just end up with one iPad.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I feel like when I'm going to invest time into watching something, I want it to be worthwhile, right? Even though I'm doing this, and the worthwhile piece of it for me is hanging out with you guys and discussing it after. That's enough worthwhile for me. But even still with this, I found myself just kind of looking around like, Frank, are you fucking making faces at me, dude?
No, I'm watching you talk. What are you talking about?
He's Brady bunching you.
It just feels like a waste of time. Listen,
up.
Hi, Adam.
Make me come up there.
Did it look convincing?
Yeah, it looks a little convincing. I would give you that.
So convincing. That's why you asked what you're doing.
Well, I mean, don't
Will you
all
let
that.
Jason finish? Okay.
Listen up, Kanye.
So anyway,
with your shit.
I knew he was going to do that too.
I know, fucker. So I just feel like it was a bit of wasted time. Like the episode didn't really went anywhere for me. There was a lot of dialogue that was like so over-explanatory. Like it just felt I was sitting there watching a TED talk. Like, and if I'm going to sit here and watch a TED talk, I think I would appreciate to get a little bit more out of it. At least when I leave from watching a TED talk, I feel like I might have learned something, right? But this just felt like this could have been read, could have been a story in a book. Fine, I'll read it, but it's not. It didn't feel TV worthy to me. That being said, I thought the episode itself was decent. I thought it was executed well. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't enjoyable for me.
Okay,
that's my thoughts.
Adam.
The only thing I want to say is I would say this is like less than average, like just slightly below, like a 4 out of 10.
Is Frank going like prospector on us? Do you see
I don't know. He looks like he had some lewds.
What lewds?
Yeah, he looked like you're going Wolf of Wall Street on me, like
Quaaludes.
No, I was reading something.
I thought
your face looks like you're an 1840s prospector. Like,
yeah,
those mines. Demons in there.
No, I don't have a hat on.
Hey, Hood, I got something to show you. There's gold in them Nar Hills.
You get past the troll creatures, you'll see some gold if you survive.
I wanted to mention Chris Maloney. There's two kinds of Chris Maloney. There's Law and Order Chris Maloney, which is pretty much
that well.
Yep.
Chris.
It's this one. That's the same as this Chris Maloney, and then there's Long Hot Wet American Summer Chris Maloney, which is the Chris Maloney that I like better.
Me too.
So, yeah,
he plays the cook.
Yes, he's fantastic in that movie.
He's great.
And then
Chewed the fuck out of that scenery and made it work.
And then there's the Chris Maloney that fucks Beecher and Oz.
That goes to the criminal show he mentioned. I don't know the fucking difference in those shows. Those are all the same to me.
There's nothing like Oz, sir. I don't think you've ever seen it. To say, trust me, Oz is its own entity.
I watched it.
A lot of gay sex in there.
But I feel like Maloney is doing the best he can with this part. It's a nothing story.
He is a great actor, and he's the only one.
It makes me mad when you see these shows and they waste their talent. That's the same way I felt about Moraine and Baccarin in the episode 2. You know, it's like she's pretty good, but you don't really do anything with her.
What season? Adam?
This season.
To be fair, I mean, this not exactly a big character actor or anything like that. He's a working actor. So, like, this was at his level, to be honest. For me, it felt like this was what I expect from him.
You guys have never watched Oz. You need to.
Nope, never watched Oz, Frank.
Trust me, Chris Maloney. This is not like Chris Maloney and Oz. This is not like. I mean, you know, he's a good actor. Trust me.
Yeah, I like Chris Maloney. Anything else, Adam?
That's all I can really say about it. The other thing is I predicted what was going to happen like halfway through again, and I just hate it when I do that. It's like, why can't I just be pleasantly surprised or just make me feel something? I didn't hate this episode, but it felt like nothing. And when it ended the way I pretty much thought it would in a stereotypical way, went down a notch for me. So that's why I gave it a 4. It's just below average.
Wow.
See, for me, I didn't know where this episode was going. I was like, I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish here. And at the end of the episode, I pinged Phoenix and I was like, dude, what even happened at the end?
What's the message behind the show? Conform?
We'll talk about that.
Don't question, you know.
No, raise the questions now and then we'll talk about it after.
Okay, yeah. What's the message behind this show? Because I don't fucking agree with it.
Okay. Frank, what were your thoughts on the episode overall? Overall, not specifically like you did last time.
Okay.
Overall.
Do you want my thoughts overall on this piece of shit?
Yeah. Okay, there you go. So I think Stop looking for 5-5s, dude. This is a podcast.
People are watching.
Yes, but it's also a podcast, and it was a podcast first.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. It was just an inside.
I know that's the problem.
You were talking.
Listen, he's trying to incentivize people watching. Man.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay.
I didn't,
because then you get to see the cool little things he does, like high-fiving Adam in between camera angles. It's so
awkward.
But you just high-fived me, Jen.
I was high-fiving Adam. Like I wasn't high-fiving you. I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean, can I still get high five though? Really? All right, cool.
It looks like you're trying to pat his head.
Cool. Huh. Shit, Jansen.
Oh,
You enjoying this physical humor that we're doing?
Yeah, hilarious shit.
Okay, Frank.
Yo.
Tell us your thoughts.
All right, my thoughts. First off, when they said a cosmic flare, I'm like, you can't really. It's not like a forecast where cosmic flare later today at 10:13 a.m. It doesn't happen that way. Cosmic flare is a. I don't know. You guys know what a cosmic flare is, by the way?
No, but I knew you would be the one person to bring up the inaccuracies with the space portion of this, so I'm glad you did. You're living up to your name, dude.
Is the cosmic flare made with triple sec and a couple of shots of gin and a pineapple?
Only
that's a kamikaze.
Okay, that's it.
Only if you're in a Hampton Inn, like the first 5 minutes, then yes. Because you need
triple sec and a big old double-sided lover's dildo.
Yeah, but first is the cosmic flare, and then
make sure the word lovers is in there, because if it's not a loving dildo. What are you really doing with your wife in that Holiday Inn?
It doesn't matter as long as I'm with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
it's all about the quality. You want to know where your money's going. Yeah.
I want to believe that the person in Bangladesh that made my dildo, my lover's dildo, cared when they molded it.
China.
Oh, but
Made with love.
I go Bangladesh.
You
sounds sexier than China.
If it's not from Bangladesh, you just are not purchasing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You know, good for you.
That's why I haven't been to a Holiday Inn with my girlfriend. We haven't gone there and desecrated the bedroom and made the maid come in the morning and go, "What the fuck?" Like we were done to her.
So by that logic, if you do happen to find what you're looking for that was made in Bangladesh, you're heading right to an Hampton Inn?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm saying that.
Nice. Just drink a cosmic flare first and you'll be good.
Did I fuck up the outro by saying Holiday Inn? I know it's Hampton Inn. Did I say Holiday Inn in the plugs? I think I fucked it up.
It's Hampton Inn, yeah.
Okay, I think I fucked it up.
To Hampton.
I'm lost.
Frank let his wife fuck him with a dildo in a Hampton Inn.
Oh, all right.
He got pegged.
Twice.
For you, bud.
Thank you.
Twice. So he came back for seconds. So he's like, "Yep, got to go back."
You're a braver man than I am.
Well, a different Hampton Inn. They kicked us.
Gay.
It was my wife. How is that gay?
I agree. As much as I hate to agree with Frank for once, I agree.
It was purple. It wasn't fleshy.
And if it was a fleshy, it's not a real dick. It's your wife. There's no real dick involved.
Yeah.
Barney dick? I think that makes you a pedo.
I mean, I wasn't seated, I wasn't seated. So I think once you're seated, you're gay. I think that is the boundary now.
Now's the time of the show where I like to go, "Hey, how you doing, Tom Elliott? What's going on? What's it like being #1 Twilight Zone review show? What's it like?"
Well,
it's clearly we're never going to find out.
We're #2.
Yeah, but are we? And
yes,
we're #2 by default because Twilight Pone is done with their run. By popularity, we're nowhere near #2.
Yeah, but there's 13 other podcasts out there that are active.
I did like listening to Twilight Pone, an episode from a long time ago, because I only listen to them if we've done it. And I finally listened to a season 5 episode that they did, and they're like, "A bunch of young bucks are on the scene now with a Twilight Zone show." I'm like, that was me, because I looked at the timeline of when they released that episode compared to when I started the show. I'm like, they're talking about me.
They called you a mushroom that popped up after they.
They went on a break, and apparently I did my show. Happened to do my show during that break.
It was like there's a rainstorm. After we leave, it rained. We came back. There's mushrooms all over the place.
So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they called you fresh fish.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
And they never started that Twitter war because I didn't have Twitter.
Now you
They are
can.
so checked out, these two.
No. Just check out, the Twilight Pony.
References and stuff.
We're talking about a different Twilight Zone podcast.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I'm not impressed.
You should be. It's a very good show.
Like,
They do a
if I
good
wanted
show.
to listen to AM Samara, I'd go on to Twitch and watch some hot girl do it.
I don't
We'll
know.
talk about
That didn't mean nothing to me, sir.
no, me either. But the point is, they do an
That's how I feel
obligatory
every day. when you guys talk.
MST3K reference, and I'm pissed that I can't do it because they did it first. I
I
mean,
mean, you could do it. It just wouldn't be as good.
They
no,
even
I got
have a
MST
jingle.
tattoos, and I
They,
can't do it.
they even have a jingle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I refuse to do jingles.
Connection.
I did think about stealing their jingle for the obligatory John Frankenheimer reference type thing.
Yeah, which I need to talk to Jansen and Adam alone after you go someplace. When
I
we're
think
done.
we can make something like that happen, Frank. I think it's a possibility.
Oh, trust me.
I've got another idea too. We'll talk about it off air.
Anyway,
Yep. No.
are you done, Frank? Are you done rambling on?
Well, just to stop rambling on, I do have a teaser I want to play at the end of the second episode for the show that I've been making to celebrate Phoenix's 5 years and all that, and it's gonna be good.
Okay.
You guys are gonna like it.
My 5-year sobriety, right?
Got him.
There we go. I got myself. There we go. All right.
5 years sobriety as he takes a swig.
Yeah, I'm not sober.
So I guess I'll go now. I didn't know what to expect with this episode when it started. I saw the low rating. It's at a 5.5 right now on IMDb with 362 people voting. That's a lot for a Twilight Zone episode. I wanted more. I didn't know how stupid it was going to be at the beginning. I appreciated the acting in it. It's an actor's episode, if anything, and that's about it. That's the biggest compliment I can give it is Christopher Maloney and Jenna Elfman are good in it. They spend way too much time huddled up in a bathroom talking about how they shouldn't trust it, or they should trust it, or they blah, blah, back and forth. And the daughter, they did a good job casting a daughter who looks like an alien because she looks like a fucking freak.
Yeah.
And
She looked like half.
Even after the special effects.
Yeah.
She seriously looked like half the chicks I banged in high school.
Why can't I think of the actress that looks like her bug creature that's in like Avengers?
Kristen Stewart?
Doctor Strange. Kristen Stewart's not in Avengers.
I didn't fuck anyone that looked like Doctor Strange.
So in Doctor Strange, what is the actress's name that plays Doctor Strange's like the one that trains him?
I was thinking of Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's
yeah, she looks like that. She looks like a bug creature, but she kind of reminded me of her.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton. Yeah. She kind of had that vibe to her. I don't know why the fuck they went downstairs in the beginning of the episode and they see like this weird, I don't know, like a
tardigrade
looking creature chewing on some wood, and then she's like, "That's her daughter." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch?" And that pissed me off right from the beginning.
It looked like one of those scenes from the first Men in Black movie, but like before they finished it, like the effect before they finished it, like the pre-rendered CG.
And that's why I say the CG in 8 didn't bother me.
Yeah, you're right. It was worse than this. Absolutely.
This one's worse. This one bothered me because I'm like, oh, that looks terrible.
I mean, but
on some wood.
It looked like a gigantic water bear.
Yeah, a tardigrade for sure.
I haven't played a lot of Fallout, so to me it looks like a Jansen. What's that called? Those mole rat.
Yeah. The rats or whatever.
Yeah, it comes out and it gnaws on the wood, and then the Jen Elfman's like, "It looks like our daughter," and she comes upstairs.
I sent you a message when I was watching this too. I just don't understand why their first instinct right after this is like, "Oh fuck, let's go run up and lock ourselves in the closet in our bedroom."
I was laughing because it was so awkward the way that they would make just like one stupid decision into the next that I was awkwardly laughing while it was happening. I didn't know if I was supposed to be laughing, and then I realized I'm like, oh, it's just the way it was written. Again,
It is a decent idea done in the worst way possible.
Thank you. That's a good way to say
them
it.
in this location for no reason other than their own desire to trap themselves, because they don't just go out the door, which is right by the basement stairs. They go, whoop, whoop, let's go upstairs. And they go in the farthest part of the house they can. Jordan Peele's creeping out in the bed. And then they discuss how it's not their daughter. It could be their daughter. Should we trust it? Should we not? The creature has so much time outside the room where it's like, I'm a human now. I'm going to read the daughter's diary. Reads the whole fucking diary and goes through all her toys.
I was laughing when that was happening too.
We also, I like to mention like the complete uselessness of the fact that they're packing up and moving. Like, what does that add to the storyline?
Well, they were moving because it was the house that their dead daughter who killed herself lived in. So you want to move away from those memories.
Yeah,
a metaphor for them moving on, basically. Right?
I think it was still.
That's a stretch.
Useless.
Okay.
No. Your metaphor theory is fine. I just think it was kind of a dumb piece.
With some better dialogue, this might have been okay, but it just. Ugh.
I mean, just for a guy that's been through something close to that, like afterwards, I almost burned every single thing I had of my father's that reminded me of him. I had to.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's why I tried to see what they were doing. They were getting rid. They were basically moving on and trying to get rid of everything that reminded me of her. Because
it's actually healthy what they're doing. They're moving on. They're putting it in the rear view, which is what you should do. Because otherwise, you're one of those creepy parents who have like a weird museum to your dead child, which I understand. And also, how do you move on from that? Once you have it for 3 weeks, how do you ever pack up that room?
I have a story. So, one of my customers, very just seriously, man, just listen. I know. So, very rich, right? Very, very rich, well-to-do. Their teenage daughter had a abortion, right?
It's a fun story, Frank.
Just chill. So because her father made her have it, and then she couldn't live with herself, so she hung herself by the banister. So when when her parents came home, they looked up, and then there's their 16-year-old daughter hanging there. So wouldn't you think you would move? No. So every time I would walk into the house 20 years later, I would just look up, and you couldn't help but look up and say, that's screwed up. I'm walking into the house where their teenage kid hung himself from the banister there. It was just messed up. Wouldn't you move?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I agree that it should be part of what would happen in real life. I just don't see what it adds to the story itself. Like, we can show that we're grieving our daughter loss in cooler ways than like, hey, we're moving out and we're selling the house.
Fair enough, but I mean, the only thing I would add to that is the reason why it adds to the story is because this thing, what it was and what it potentially spelled out almost when it started telling them that it's a drone or something, whatever.
Human pacification device or something like that.
Right. Like what she, basically what this thing did is, they're in the middle of leaving and moving because of the deep emotional distress that they've gone through, right? So what does this thing do? It infiltrates them and makes them emotionally break down, and and we as an audience watching it already know what that is. You know what I mean? So it's basically just a cheap way to get us to feel something towards this whole situation, and then understand where this this drone thing that somehow exists on two different dimensions of a 2 point something, even though dimensions are just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, like string theory. There's 11 dimensions. There's not like 2.75 dimensions and 3, like that would make no fucking sense.
Yeah, didn't she say that I'm technically in 27.32 dimensions right now?
Her exact words were, technically, I exist in 2.47 and 3.36 dimensions. And I'm like, what time? I actually have a clip if you'd like to hear it, because I reacted.
Yeah, I kind of want you to finish your story, though.
Oh, I did finish it. You left.
No, you didn't finish the painting part.
Painting part.
Okay, you're not gonna reveal this part of the story, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're right, because you're right.
Frank and I had a conversation about a year ago on the phone that was like 3 hours long, and he
Dude,
told me the whole story. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, dude, because
This is the good part.
When you walk into the foyer, or like I like to say, but for your
Frank's fan.
Yeah, because I'm high class. Yeah, no. When I walked into the foyer, I look up. I'm like, that's where the bitch was swinging. You look to the left, and there is a 6 by 9 foot just mural of the chick looking right at you. You're like, yep, I'm the one who hung her himself. Like, Jesus Christ. So
they hung a mural of the daughter right by where she hung herself.
Oil painting style. Like, they put this thing must have cost 30 G's to make, dude.
Like classic, like a war hero pose type painting shit.
Yeah, kind of like, remember when Gary Busey no, what was it? Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah.
And the guy's legs like this. Yeah.
Oh, that was from Airplane, actually.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
those Airplane when he's in the hospital and
You're right.
the guy that thinks he's right before the guy after the guy that thinks he's Ethel Merman jumps up and starts singing. Yeah.
You guys hear it first here. Frank was wrong.
Hey, I wasn't trying to correct him. That's like my favorite fucking funny movie ever. So
it was a movie. I'm bound to get them all wrong.
No, it's cool. But it's the same director, so you're on the right track. Yeah.
So let's play the clip.
Okay.
I'm curious. The daughter, is this the scene where she kind of describes how many dimensions and stuff?
Let's see. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One will do. Just play the clip that we're talking about, I guess.
Fair enough, but I am going back because these were good.
Yes. A probe, a weapon.
Oh yeah.
Biological pacification drone.
There it is.
I'd like to talk to you.
You're doing that prospector thing again.
Who is
you
you?
doing?
And you're going to let us leave here?
Can't talk.
I'm letting her talk.
It's a fair question. Who's me? In fact, it's what I wanted to talk to you about.
All right. Great. Drone. You said biological.
Pacification drone. Yes, that's a way of saying it.
I gotta cut
I'm
them
kind
off.
of a tool or a weapon.
You are a
I'm not
tool.
even entirely here. Not exactly. I alternate between roughly 2.726 and 3.73 dimensions at all.
Time. There's only 2 or 3. There's no 2 point something whatever dimensions, but 2, and then there's 3, and there's 4, and there's 5. If you want to do string theory, there's 11. What are you talking? 2.3. These numbers don't make any sense.
Times.
What the hell does that even mean?
I started more or less unthinking, just a machine for conquest.
Her voice is so boring.
This is why we don't need to progress AI, guys.
I'm closer to what you might call an aspect of an invading force, although that's not quite right either.
No, I think it is right. It's exactly what you meant.
At the same time, my function, indigenous pacification, a kind of sentient bioterraforming, requires adaptation to
A sentient bioterraforming.
Conjunction junction. What's your function?
Alter the atmosphere of a body. I guess that's what you're doing. Writer of this shit episode, you suck.
or harmonize with loved ones. So, I began to take your daughter's form. I have her memories. All of them. Her mind.
By reading a
I know
diary?
I began as something else, but
What do you mean? You're something else, but now you're her?
when I locked into her patterns and wavelengths, I saw that what got results, what hooked you,
Oh my
was when
God.
I spoke the language.
How do you lock into patterns and wavelengths of a chick that's been dead for 2 years? What did you do? How?
Which of our greatest hurt. The very most
Nice try. Who's ever doing that? I'm catching on to you.
What?
What?
Doing what?
What is all that every time I hit? Like, is that me?
No, dude.
Nobody did anything.
There was generally no planned assault here.
Obviously, I'm the number one suspect to fuck with you, but I wasn't. I'm trying to fix the
you were.
sound on Periscope right now. Trying to figure out what's going on.
And to be honest, he's the only one that could fuck with you because he's the only one going through a mixer, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I said Phoenix.
I'm trying to. I'm really not. I'm trying to fix because Greg just said there's no sound on Periscope again because I don't know what the fuck's going on with this restream site.
I want season 3 to start off with an episode of the Twilight Zone and Frank's watching, and the episode starts fucking with Frank, like talking back to him. Like when Frank starts talking to him, and then the episode starts arguing with Frank. I want that to be a season 3 opener.
Well, you want me to run down the street screaming?
I just think it'd be funny if the episode started arguing back with you. I don't know. I just thought of it just now.
You realize I'd be all by myself and you wouldn't get any joy out of this.
No, we'd get the recording after.
Where's Frank? I don't know. You'd never get the payoff. So I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't have words. Her voice is so fucking monotone and boring that I just kind of zoned out during that whole episode, I feel like.
Even Brent Spiner would be like, liven it up a little bit, will you? Jesus.
I want to know why both of them have these slacks with 17 buttons up the front, right up to their tits. Did you notice this? Both of them had it. You know, her daughter, pants right up to the tits. Wife, pants right up to the tits. It was like the most unsexiest shit I've ever seen. I wanted to be turned on. I couldn't. It was like, ugh.
And I want to turn back the clock here. Who still has a house phone?
It's part of a bundle. I have a house phone because of that.
You know, I mean, women love talking on the phone. My mom loved talking on the phone. That's all she ever did.
Do you know how mad I get when I have to talk on the fucking phone?
Yeah, you don't ever.
It's an older people thing. Yeah.
I remember, Adam, what was it? Like Adam, remember the second time me and you ever did the show together? And I tried calling Phoenix, and I just seen him go click. And I was like, I know it. That motherfucker keeps motivating me.
We were working on something.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, that was different. We were working on something.
What do you mean that was different? You still haven't answered the fucking phone call.
We were live.
That doesn't matter. I'm talking about the last 3
Somewhere a phone is still secretly ringing.
No, the last 4 years I've tried to call this guy. He never answers. Then I'll text him and he goes, yo. It was the first time I actually got to see him literally mowed me off. I always knew he was doing it. But when you see somebody do it, it was funny.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the audio on my live stream because nothing's coming through on Periscope.
Again, I thought you just fixed it.
It's something Restream's doing. It worked for a second. Now it's off again.
What did you change?
Nothing.
Well, I'd say we might have to just fix it after.
Oh,
I fixed it.
Yay.
Good job,
Jansen.
Jansen.
Jansen strikes again.
Good thing you're here, man.
By speaking last, Jansen therefore fixed it.
Adam and I sure shit wasn't about to.
Okay. Greg, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man.
About you, Adam.
Good looking out, Greg.
Okay. Well, speaking of, let's read Greg's review since he's here and he's going to sleep in a minute.
Okay.
So what is up, TZ reviewers? Hope you guys are staying as cool as possible. Maybe some RB shakes and smoothies can help that out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hate you, Greg. Here are my review for this week's 2 episodes. Episode 7, Season 2. Yeah, I said it, you dick. Ugh, this episode frustrates me. This episode had a good premise, but was rushed for the most part and full of gaps that could have helped the story. Maybe they don't need to explain why their daughter died, but at least they can give a better intro why they are moving out or moving in. I don't remember what the fuck they were doing, but explain it in a subtle taste. Then the flare happens, they hear a noise, and Peel does the intro. And maybe a better ending, because I was confused at how the dad instantly changed his mind that quickly.
Thank you.
And for some reason, they all leave walking with other family members, walking out with no context whatsoever. Me brain has boo-boo now. Me go lie in bed. Me hope next show make brain worky again. Thankfully, it did.
My brain hurts.
I give this episode 2 out of 10, aka an F for flared me brain to alien shit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Me and Greg are on the same page on that one.
Okay. So I'm not on the same page, but I am.
That's classic you. You always have to just like fucking just dangle in the middle, don't you? Just fucking teetering. A little fucking
Sorry, I don't
teeter.
agree with everyone wholeheartedly. I agree with the fact that why didn't they explain stuff, but I didn't need to explain why the daughter is dead. I didn't need that.
I just think it would have added some substance to a story that otherwise lacked it. Is what it really comes down to.
Well, what it comes down
That's
to is
all.
the story didn't need that wasn't really a part of the story. It was about their grieving process. That's all this episode's about.
It was obvious it was a suicide.
Right, but I mean, for us as the viewer to really hold any stock in their grieving process, it would be nice to know what the situation was that led up to them being in a grieving process. Right?
It has nothing to do with the story.
Well, their daughter.
Okay.
Of course,
A question: if it's about the grieving process, then can we go to the end of the show now? The ending.
Yeah. There's no
everybody's walking away with apparently a lost loved one.
Yeah.
So everybody's going through the same grieving process all at the same time, while systematically being invaded.
Correct.
Yeah, apparently, the cosmic flare went through everyone's house, everywhere, which is impossible.
So what the episode's saying is it's better to sacrifice everything that you have and everything that everybody else has just to bring back somebody from the dead and have those moments back again.
So what it is, it's an alien who arrived, and their method of invasion is getting you to trust them. And how they're doing that is your loved ones. They're getting through to you with your loved ones because it's the most like the basic emotional core that everyone has is everyone's lost someone that they love. So that's how they're getting through to you. That part doesn't bother me. I thought it was just a boring episode. That's what bothers me more than anything. Is it's a good act. It's like if you were to do an actor went into a room and did an audition, this would be a good screen. This would be a good script to read. Like
it's probably what it is.
Yeah. And that's fine, but it doesn't make for good entertainment. It's not an entertaining episode. It's them sitting there talking to each other about their dead daughter, which I appreciate. I wish it was a little more emotionally involved because all we really get is Jenna Elfman feels guilty. She blames Christopher Maloney. Christopher Maloney is angry that she's blaming him, and he's reacting to that. And that's really about it.
You know what this needed? It needed flashbacks so that we could have seen unaltered girl that was supposed to mean so much to us.
I don't
like the original form. It needed flashbacks, I think, just to add some context of how much that person meant to her. Because I didn't really get it from the pictures.
Are you a sadist? You need to see a little kid kill himself?
No, not killing it. Just like flashback, like the memories are expressed through the alien, but we don't know anything about the girl. So we're supposed to feel something, but yet I don't, because all we have to go off of is whatever exposition is thrown at us and whatever pictures they happen to show us. Everything else is communicated through the alien. So I'm meant to feel something for this girl, but I don't, because I don't get any kind of context as to what they lost in the first place. Does that make any sense?
No,
I don't.
Lost all of you. Okay,
I don't agree.
They lost their daughter, Adam. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's about grief. It's not about.
Yeah, I'm not saying reenact the suicide. I'm just saying, like, a birthday party or a flashback, or when Chris Maloney's cleaning up the closet, maybe he finds something. He has a flashback to a moment of a thing that he showed her or something like that. Just some kind of a flash.
Add. I don't know what.
You don't think so? Okay, maybe it wouldn't make a lick of difference. I don't know. It just felt like this was all tell and not show.
I think I feel what you're getting at, Adam, and I tend to agree with you. I would say what I think it would be adding is the humanity of the story. Yeah. The story itself was so much monotone dialogue that I didn't feel the humanity of the situation. Like
for an episode about humanity, there's no humanity to be found anywhere. It's very basic.
Single one of the characters,
and that's kind of why I'm saying I know what you're going for, Adam, but not with this story that they're telling. That wouldn't work. This, in my opinion, but normally I would agree with you. But the story they're specifically telling here that wouldn't really enhance it. What they didn't do right was not have enough story. It's just a feeling of loss. And
a good example would be like Stand By Me. Okay, I know that's a 2-hour movie, but still, there's a couple of flashbacks where Will Wheaton sees John Cusack talking to him or at the table or something like that.
Sure.
Little flashbacks like that would have added more weight. At least I feel would have added a little bit more weight to it.
They had 2 hours in a movie to do that.
And that was the point of a movie. It's not the point of the episode of how they lost their daughter. If that was a part of the how they lost their daughter type of thing, yes.
Well, not so much the how, just like some weight, some emotion. You know what I mean? Like
we don't care about how she died. We're talking about.
At no point did I ever allude to that. You guys drew that reference from something I said. I don't know why, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was just I don't feel anything for these characters, and this episode should have used something like a flashback to flesh out the character that we lost, the one that we're supposed to feel something for when they see her, when they see the tardigrade, slowly form into their daughter. We don't really know what that daughter meant to them.
At the very beginning of the episode, if they did it before anything else, yes.
Okay.
That would have been nice.
Right. Just a little bit.
Elfman was so desperate to see her daughter in an alien that's eating wood in the basement.
Exactly. It came off kind of odd and sudden.
Is it because like the only backstory you got was from the alien, so you can't trust anything it's saying? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like looking at it from that point of view, I agree with what you're saying, but then again, but what she was saying, like the bare bones of it is true, right? Like,
I mean, the episode is showing us two characters that we know nothing about, and it just doesn't gel well with it. It doesn't work,
right? But obviously their daughter killed themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah.
These two have been grieving about it. That's obvious.
Yeah.
So whether it's the aliens saying it or not, it's pretty obvious, and whether you choose to believe the alien or not, it's still the truth. You know what I mean? So
it's like this episode feels like a Cliff Notes of a better episode.
Yeah. It's a rushed job. And to go off what you said, Adam, a flashback would have helped. Personally, what I would have done, I mean, it's easy to play, armchair quarterback, weeks later, but what they should have done, in my opinion, was have them talk more about what actually happened. They didn't have to do a flashback because that's not what they're going for. What
that would have worked.
Is here we are here now.
Yeah.
What they should have had was a few minutes at the beginning, the couple talking about what happened. We didn't have to see a flashback. As far as what I want to see for this story.
Well, shit, they spent enough time in the bathroom talking about nothing. They could have added it in there.
They should have focused more on. They needed a couple rewrites. That's like season 5 of the original show. Are you going to keep waving that around, Frank?
It's distracting you.
I'm amazed with the stamina, actually.
What do you mean? He's listening to who's talking.
He's trying to hypnotize you.
Yeah, I'm pointing like this. When Adam talks, he goes like this. When you talk, he goes like that. When Jansen talks, he goes like this. Have you noticed this? Jansen noticed it.
I just ignore him at this point. Just so you know.
There we go. I'm just kind of amazed at the stamina that he's holding it this long. Anyway, with the story that they're telling, if they would have talked more about the past and talked more about why she's seeing the daughter in this, instead they focus on, we can't trust her. Can we trust her? We can't trust her. Blah, blah, blah. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. And it's just bickering for 40 or 30 minutes. And it just keeps going and going. And it doesn't change. There's not enough progression with anything. It's just kind of a big flat line throughout the whole episode.
Yeah. Plateau episode.
Yeah, but it had enough where I was like, I didn't hate it.
What is it about? I don't understand. What is it about new writing that people love to have dialogue in movies and shows that really doesn't need to be there? Like I watched this movie
Tarantino
on Amazon called The Vast of Night, and it had its moments in it, but there's about a good 45 minutes of just people talking in this town about things that never paid off later, just like random, like, oh well, I saw you at the picnic last week, and this, and it just goes on and on and on forever. And I'm like, oh, can we just get into anything at this point? And this is newer directors and writers. They just like to have this, just people talking about random things.
They take that from, like Phoenix was saying. I think the issue with it is that Tarantino made it a way for me personally, he introduced it into some movies where
it's the star of the movie. Yeah.
It was filling the odd space and it was making the situation feel more visceral and real, right?
Real.
Like these people are just having a conversation.
Real is what they're going for.
Yeah, and it's real, and people mess up their words, and they're not just spewing out lines and bullshit. But people take it a step too far these days, and they just add in shit that does not matter.
Right.
We both agree.
Yeah, I completely agree. Tarantino did it to build the tension. Like when they're talking about, like in France, this is what the burgers are called, and they're walking to the apartment building. It's there to build tension.
Mm-hmm.
They have like security camera shot. It's all there to build tension so that they have the big shootout, and Samuel L. Jackson doesn't get hit. They talk about that after, and it makes sense. But Kevin Smith took that in a different route. Kevin Smith and Tarantino are like permanently linked in my mind.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
Kevin Smith took Tarantino's dialogue and went, all right, let's do that, but let's talk about like comic books and queefing.
They kind of started that shit at the same time.
Yeah. So he did something where it's the conversation is just the humor of the movie.
An insult.
And then the plot is incidental to the movie. And now we get a script here, 20 some years later, where we're watching a scene or a whole episode really, where the conversation is the episode.
Right.
But the conversation is also pretty fucking boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
And our plot is secondary.
Also, when you got 30 minutes to tell your story, you need to get to the fucking point. You don't have time to keep doing all that stretching. Yeah.
It felt like I was arguing the same thing 8 times in a row.
Yeah. It was the same argument over and over. That's what I said. There's no advancement of the plot. There's no advancement of their argument. There's no advancement with the daughter other than I'm a human pacification, blah, 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 blah. I'm in 4.3.27, and they're like, who cares?
Yeah, I know.
I know that I was meant to feel something for these people, but I just couldn't.
That's because the
fucking couldn't.
It wasn't with him.
And to go off kind of what Adam's saying is a flashback would have been nice to realize, is Christopher Maloney as big of an asshole as the daughter seems to think he is, or is she just reading that off of her diary?
Nope.
To me, I was like the whole time I'm watching, I'm going, Chris Maloney's right. Do not listen to this fucking monster.
Yeah, exactly. He's the only one making any sense.
He's completely right.
Yep.
And then at the end, to going off what Greg's review was, why did the father suddenly turn around? Is the only reason he turned around is because of the physical manifestation of the daughter that hugged him, and he felt the physical. It was the difference between men and women. The woman was like, I see her. She's emotionally here. She's talking like the daughter, and I want to be on board. I'm on board with the daughter. I want to follow her. Christopher Maloney needed some physical contact because he needed a little more. He needed something different than the wife did. I'm fine with that. That made sense to me.
What I didn't understand is how did the mother or what was her name again?
Jenna Elfman's character? I don't know.
No, he said her name and she said his name.
Barbara
Barbara
and Robert.
Robert and Barbara, right, of course. How did Barbara, the first interaction with the giant tardigrade eating the table, how did she, it was her, I saw it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That bothered me, but the second time I watched it today,
you see like a split-second reflection.
Yeah. She was projecting what she wanted to happen onto this thing. That's it.
Well, I think the drone came down and said, what is the most advanced, life form on this planet? Tardigrade. And then it was like, wait a minute. Wrong. They don't really rule this planet. They do. Okay. Oh, you got to scale it down.
I don't know, man. Space termites. What are you gonna do?
Flashback would have helped her in that hug.
Yeah. He even looked at me. He's like, "What?"
I get why she basically the whole thing is she's projecting what she wants this thing to be, regardless of truth, regardless of anything. She wants this to be her daughter. She sees it in like a fucking woodchuck, like gnawing on a fucking desk in the basement immediately. And I'm like, what the first time I watched it, I was laughing. So I'm like, what are you serious, bitch? And then they go upstairs and they argue, and the thing's outside and it's slowly turning into their daughter, but they don't know that. So you're watching it going, is this bitch crazy? And Christopher Maloney's making all the sense in the world going, this thing's clearly not our daughter. And he's right. He's right the whole way through. And the way that it gets her, the mom, is by looking like the daughter and sounding like the daughter. That's all it needed to do. Christopher Maloney had a little bit more trickery to do. It had to admit the fact that it's there to trick them. Because if Christopher Maloney was on board, it wouldn't have said a word about this. It would have just accepted it, and they would have just walked out with it. But with Christopher Maloney's doubt, they had the monster, the alien solar flare fucking thing had to go. I'm here as a pacification device. This is what I'm really doing. And he's like, okay, well, it's admitting it. So, and it's like, it keeps building on what it's doing for Chris Maloney's character, and ends with a hug. And Chris Maloney's like, oh, I can't deny this anymore. This feels nice. So I miss having my daughter. And that's how it gets him.
Because men, we put up this wall and we just gotta be, you know, and then and then we break the hell down. Yeah.
But that's how I got him to walk out the door with him. Because the whole episode is, you know, spoiler, we're already there, but it's an alien invasion for the 15th time in this 2 seasons that we've done in this show. And it walks them out the front door. And the whole thing is to get you on board to follow the alien to being conquered. And it walks you out the door, and you see other people when they walk out, and it's like they have their grandpa, or they have another child, or they have one guy just has like his wife, or vice versa. I don't know which one's dead, but
if my grandmother came back, oh my God.
Just I'd be out too.
Screaming, yelling, pasta, and awesome sauce.
So I got a question for you guys. So do we think that is what it was designed to do and it was successful just like all the other families, or or here's my theory too. It could go either way. It doesn't change really the outcome. Or do we think that each one of these pacification drones all came to the same realization that there was a malfunction in their programming and they needed to be something for these people?
I think the first one. I think she said that because she realized Christopher Maloney needs an extra layer or two of deception.
That's all it is. That's all this is a long con.
Yeah, it's a con. But it makes him feel better. It's really this episode is really just how do we make these humans feel better to accept our conquering of their planet? That's the whole episode.
That's
what I liked about it.
It's a cookbook, just there's no cookbook yet.
This is a better sequel to Serve Man than our actual sequel to Serve Man.
Yeah, which is coming up soon.
Next week.
Just think, guys, we got one more episode of this new series.
One more?
Right?
Three more?
Don't we do two when we... 3? Is it 3?
One more today and then 2 more next week.
I'm thinking of days. We have one more day of recording. Yeah.
And then the week after that, we have our wrap-up episode, and then we have our Nightmare at 30,000 Feet episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay. No, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Wait. What are we doing there, Phoenix? I'm sorry.
So the schedule is posted on the Twitter for LIW TZ Review. Next week, we're finishing off season 2, the episodes. The week after that, we're doing our wrap-up episode, and then we're also doing Nightmare at 30,000 Feet.
Okay.
That won the Twitter bracket poll for these first 2 seasons. So
didn't we already rate and review that? I'm confused by that. I'm sorry.
No, he did a bracket poll on Twitter for both seasons, and Nightmare at 30,000 Feet won.
I got you. Okay, I'm with you now.
Justifiably, it won. I guess.
Yes, that was my favorite.
Who did it beat out?
All other 19 episodes. I don't know what to tell you.
That's
what it beat was a Traveler.
He even laughed, dude. He even laughed.
It beat a Traveler, which is a mediocre episode at best.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have thought Blue Scorpion might have went up against it, but it
think so?
I think
Traveler is the exact same thing as this episode. Just another fucking alien invasion. God damn.
I feel like out of all of these episodes, it was probably one of the ones that felt the most, even though it's been done before, it felt the most original, and it had the most like production value, and like it just had a lot of detail. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go over it later.
I think it's the best episode of the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
but this season is better than the first season for sure.
Oh yeah,
as a whole, yeah. But I would still pick that episode.
I looked into it today. You know how I do my 3 buckets, guys, where I do top tier, middle tier, bottom tier. I have 5 episodes from this season in my top tier.
Yeah. How many from last season do you have in your top tier?
2 or 3?
2? Yeah, I was gonna say
3.
2.
Oh, I think I have 3. I have Comedian, Nightmare, and Blue Scorpion.
Want to get into ratings real quick?
I already did mine. I give it a 6.
I have another clip or 2 if you guys like to hear.
Yeah, we're hitting the hour mark, so Go ahead and quickly.
No, okay.
Adam gave it a 4. Jansen.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I gave it a 5.
Okay. Frank.
Oh, 5. He gave it a. Yeah. I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't like a lot of things about it, but overall, second time I watched it today, I was like, it flew by, and I didn't like what they didn't do with the story, if that makes sense. They should have done so much more. They could have done so much more.
Undercooked.
It's undercooked. It came out of the oven early, and it was just kind of a blah. It wasn't like ugh, but I was like, oh, so cool.
Right. They got it made. And that's kind of where I landed in the middle ground with the 5. Like I didn't absolutely hate it, but it didn't do anything special for me either.
Like the only reason I gave it a 4 is they used cosmic flare wrong.
I never agree with you on that shit. I will never agree with you on that, but that's your opinion, and that's fine. But
my opinion, it's not my opinion they used a cosmic flare wrong.
It's your opinion that fucking matters.
We have the technology to understand it. That's why it
Wait.
matters.
Judges? Yep. You're right, Phoenix. All right, fair enough.
I said that's a valid reason, but I'm just saying I don't agree with that.
No. I said yeah, okay.
I get why that would upset you because we talked about what's that movie? Looper, where the time travel really fucking bothers me in that movie.
Oh, if time travel bothers the shit out of me too, man. I mean,
but I also go, I love that movie. So I kind of put that aside and I go, okay, well, let's look at the movie, not the science. It's not a science. It's not a documentary of the science. It's a fucking movie. That's why I
kind of about the science.
Yeah.
Kind of, but they also go, fuck that in the movie. And Looper.
Is there anybody interested in what a real cosmic flare really is?
If you're looking for science, I would hate the movie Endgame. The
God,
trouble makes no fucking sense in that movie.
Oh,
but isn't it funny though how these new science fiction shows just don't want to do science? They just don't even want to fucking bother with it
because it's not sci-fi. It's not sci-fi.
They think they know science is the problem. The Dunning-Kruger effect is very strong with this generation.
Yeah,
I think the reality for me.
Sorry.
I was gonna say the reality for me is time travel is not real anyway. So who cares if anybody gets it right?
Well, in that case, this isn't real. So who cares? But you have to at some point go. There's some science involved here.
It's not real yet, Jansen.
So it is what, Frank? It's not real yet. So it is not real.
But the point of sci-fi is
real yet. It's mathematically proven to be possible.
If it was real, don't you think we would know about it by now?
We do.
But we don't. But here's sci-fi. Sci-fi versus fantasy. Fantasy
we have the blueprints.
Fantasy is whatever I imagine. Here's this on screen, blah, blah, blah. He's a dragon. Sci-fi has always been, here's the rules of our universe. And as long as that makes sense and they hold that up, that's the difference between reality of sci-fi versus the breaking your own rules. It's if they broke their own rules of their sci-fi, that's a sin that you can't forget. But they're saying that the flare or whatever came, and I go, okay, let's see what the real story is, and I move past that.
And
the door's already open.
And like I said in the past, I'm a huge fan of hard sci-fi, which is sci-fi.
And I don't agree.
You don't have to.
I'm not saying.
Wait, can you explain what's hard sci-fi?
Yeah.
Okay, so hard sci-fi is science fiction, but with our world's basic physics not broken.
Gotcha.
Where does something like Star Trek: The Next Generation rank on that scale?
0, because they have warp drive.
Okay. I was just wondering because the reason I use that as an example is that's a show where they went way out of their way to explain the bullshit science that they were doing in their task.
Which I'm fine with because you know what because they do use real physics and warp drive is theoretically possible, sort of if you do it right. It
kind
is
of like time travel.
Time travel is possible. You can go forward. You cannot go back. You can go forward in time. You cannot go backwards in time.
You watch these new shows, and it kind of makes you miss the bullshit science of Star Trek: The Next Generation because they went so out of their way to try to explain their bullshit science.
Star Trek: The Discovery, which is talking about a spore drive, which is they found some weird fungi and some spore, and they hopper like a blender, and they're like, now we can go wherever 10 times the speed of light, and you're like, what?
And we can go to Frappe.
It doesn't just warp you from place to place. The spores like fold time and space and put you here. The spore drive is fucking stupid, and it didn't make any sense that it was before.
It's their version of the TARDIS. That's what it is.
It is. It's fucking stupid. They put no science into it. Fuck Orty and fuck those guys.
I mean,
don't get me started. Why do you
Alex Kurtzman?
Not for nothing, but Jansen seems like legitimately like freaking interested into it sometimes. Things that I say, not right at the moment because he's passed out. But no, it's all equations that are off of the theory of relativity. That's how we theoretically thought that within the equations black holes existed, but we had no proof. But now we do, So it's the same principle. Like wormholes, it's in the mathematics. White holes, it's in the mathematics. We'll never see one because I don't believe in that one. But time travel, Einstein proved you can go forward into time and come back in your own lifetime, and then here on Earth can be.
How do you go forward and back if you can't travel back in time?
Oh, you need a brown hole for that, and that's what Frank has figured out.
Well, Frank's been he has a lot of
a brown hole is.
You got to go to Hampton Inn to travel back. Is that what you're saying?
Just go to Hampton Inn, baby.
Fucking nailed it.
Purple lightning stick up your ass, and you're right back.
Dude, you go to Hampton Inn, you don't want time to move. So.
You don't need a lightning rod. You need a purple dildo.
You want it to last forever.
Okay, guys. So I agree with you, Frank. I like the idea of hard sci-fi. It doesn't make it entertaining for me, and I think it.
What kind of sci-fi, Phoenix?
Me. What?
What kind of sci-fi?
You said hard.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Harmonica is my favorite instrument. Oh, hard sci-fi. I guess what we're talking about. Are you wearing a fraternity shirt?
Yeah, you want to check it out? Yeah.
Okay.
It says, "Pink or blue, your daddy loves you."
Thank you for not moving the cam because I think it's going to show your fuzzy navel down below.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see my stomach. It just looks like Italian and German doesn't mix well with hair. And
no.
Yeah.
Do you also have to clean
my
out your
back
belly
looks like a cow. What?
Do you have to clean out the fuzz from your belly button before you take off your shirt?
I literally trim my body with the clippers. Like
I just shoot mine out.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, like my lower back, dude. I gotta trim that shit. Otherwise, it just bushes out. It sucks.
Okay, I don't have to do that. I don't have a.
You're not Irish. I mean, you're not Italian, so you just don't know this. Yeah.
All right, guys.
You don't know the struggle. You don't know the struggle.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Play our plugs and get the fuck out of here.
I go into the sun and I burn, but I'm freaking Italian. Figure that out.
Oh, yeah, so, listeners, viewers, we're gonna play our plugs.
Wait. I wanted to play. I'm sorry.
Right, well, you get it geared up. I'll do this. You don't have to interrupt me. We'll do our plugs. Play the fucking clip, and then Frank will play something, and we'll do our outro, and then we're out of here. Play the fucking thing, Frank. Okay, you're holding the toy for 45 minutes now.
Fuck Frank's clip. Just play the.
Are we out of here? We're out. Okay, Frank delayed too long. We're leaving. And now mine's delaying because it took too long.
I was totally just gonna let you finish.
I'm trying to finish on your chest, but you won't let me.
Plug time. Jensen wishes to plug, apparently, reddragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug, RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a Holiday Inn for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug, LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your 2019 Twilight Zone Season 2 thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. Or tweet us at LIW the TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West. Joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
In a second, because I do have to review or read off our Twitter results.
Also, nobody voted on the poll this time, so I have no results.
I have no results about it.
I put a link in the chat. I guess that wasn't enough. So
No, you got to do Twitter, man. Do Twitter. I built that audience up for you to do Twitter.
Okay.
You
All right.
still won't do Twitter, Adam? Really?
But I did.
No, I am doing Twitter. I'm slowly moving on to it. Yeah.
Oh, good for you, buddy. I'm happy.
I did a Mary fuck kill, and Mary 22.2%, fuck 33.3, which is shocking, and kill 44.4. So that
Yes.
So yeah, you guys are right on your ratings according to the group dynamic here.
It's about time they made sense.
Yeah. No, they've been fairly in keel with us.
Last week they were not.
I thought they were.
No, because one person said Mary. I went, what?
Yeah, there's always one asshole that just says whatever. It's Greg. Greg's the asshole.
Oh, look, everybody's voting the other way. Let me be that guy.
Greg said that what you're holding is a weird sex toy, by the way.
It's an invader, Greg, and you damn well know it.
He's an invader. He's chubby. He's got arms. He's gonna reach in there and tickle your pink.
Come
He's
in.
got plans for that thing in a Hampton Inn suite.
Damn right.
I got
Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
I'm out of my mind.
So long, citizens. Break time. 5 minutes.
Wait, quick question.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't see now.
Yes.
Did you see my ping?
Which one? Oh,
Adam, sit up for a little bit. Just now turn to your right. No, like turn your body to your right a little bit. It doesn't work now.
Okay.
But it was real bad earlier because his headphone cord was coming right over the E and just blocking it in the right way. But the Schwartz part was cut off by his name tag.
Oh, fuck you, Jansen.
He even laughed.
Hold on. Explain the joke to me.
Wait, what?
Wait. What are you guys talking about?
Okay, all right. So I don't get
Just
demonetized.
for the video audience. Just writing the podcast. He's wearing a Schwarzenegger shirt. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
Fuck.
Eager.
Designed to conquer, to absorb, only to be conquered itself by humanity.
Never do an
It will
outro.
go on laboring now under a yoke of its own design in one of the remotest colonies of the Twilight.
Until they come down with tuberculosis and its own shit. That's how this is supposed to end. We're supposed to die or something. Where's Tom Cruise running to save the day? Yep. Anybody still there? I can't see behind Arnold Schwarzenegger and N-word. I see Jansen. Jansen, can you hear me? That's enough. Jansen. I know you can see my hand underneath of Arnie. Jansen. Hello, Jansen. Frank. Hi, Jansen. Yeah, fuck. Okay, you can hear every word I'm saying. Fuck you too. Yeah. How long did it take you to catch on? I was doing that with the thing.
I just put my headphones on.
Oh, I was saying, how long did it take you to catch on? I was doing that with the invader guy.
Oh, dude, I honestly didn't even notice till you said something.
Yeah, because it was like I thought you caught on pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but I guess you didn't. But I thought it was pretty.
It was when you started saying something that I looked over and saw it. I did notice it before everybody else. But
what are you guys talking about?
Your mother.
I don't care. What are you talking about?
He wasn't lying.
You know, I missed my mom's birthday the other day.
You did really?
Yeah.
Well, why do I say it like I haven't done that every year in my life?
It was her 60th birthday, though. I felt bad. I genuinely
Wow.
We were here.
Real.
I don't get cell phone reception in my own house, so I have to go to her house, and then we were moving over there, moving all the dogs. By the time we got there, I forgot.
You pop a ring on her yet?
What?
You pop a ring on her yet?
I'm a mom? No.
No, your girl, dude.
You think I have money to buy a ring right now?
Of course not. I it doesn't have to be a real ring.
You would give her a fucking gumball machine ring?
Dude, it's a
Oh
thought.
shit! This is all live, by the way.
Girls don't care. It's all about the thought, dude.
I would. I just can't afford. This is live, dude. This
You will. You already said it now, and I know her name too. I have
Put it in the universe. It's too
I
late.
am friends with
He
her on
knows.
Facebook.
I know.
I'm
Don't
not.
pressure him, all right? He'll do it when he's ready.
I'm really not.
What did I miss now?
Oh, Phoenix.
We're talking about your
Frank has scheduled another Hampton Inn visit.
Oh God.
I told you I'm not allowed, dude.
Will you take this stupid Schwarzenegger off the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
We're on
You
break.
come up with the "I'll be back" that's different than Schwarzenegger. I'm so fucking sick. of it. And then I
by the
can't
way,
take your shirt.
No. How about
I
you
have
come up
a
with it?
shirt.
It's your show.
Just
I
do me
have-
a favor and stay below the camera line with that shirt.
I am now. You fucker.
I have this shirt because this Saturday we're having a
Gender reveal party.
yes.
Yeah,
And
nobody cares. No, I'm kidding. Frank, I was going to ask you. I'm serious. My girlfriend did ask me, like, what are you having? So obviously you don't know yet. So this weekend, you know?
I will on the 25th. Yeah.
That is awesome, man. What are you hoping for?
What else? dude?
Girl.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gay. I mean,
You're going to fuck your kid now?
No,
You're
he's
gonna fuck
not
your
gay,
kid.
dude. He just takes it in the ass from purple dildo.
Phoenix got it right away. Phoenix got the joke right away. All right.
I don't want a boy. We talked about this, and I'm like, I don't want boys. Boys fucking suck to raise. You do not want a boy.
No. I generally want a boy because I'm the last link of my bloodline. So if I don't have a
That's
man,
fine. Some legacies need to die.
dude, we've been here since my.
Well, think about this. If Terminator stopped, wouldn't you be happy?
My
I wish it would.
My
too.
linker bloodline has been here since we were mercenaries for the British trying
Well, it's
to.
fucking slavery, but it died for a reason.
Frank, you're not going to win, so just go do what you need to do, man.
I am Hessian, dude. My lineage. I'm Hessian. I'm Hessian.
You're Haitian?
No, I'm Hessian. I found.
Great kid! Don't get cocky!
He's Haitian.
Hessian.
You spell
Not
that.
from Haiti. Not from Haiti. From Germany.
Hesh?
You're also a stonecutter.
From Heshy?
What?
Simpsons version of what you're a part of. Think about it.
What? The Masons?
Yes.
Oh, the Freemasons? You mean?
Yes.
Oh, so what? I'm a Freemason. Big deal. My
I
point.
call it stonecutter because Simpsons made it hilarious.
We don't build anything with stuff.
No, you have meetings and drink. Do you have to go somewhere? Why are you standing?
We don't drink when we go to the meetings. No one drinks. They're
What's
all
the fucking point of it then?
because it's. I'm not allowed to tell you.
Almost got him. Damn.
Because I'm a normie.
No, ask me whatever you want. I'll tell you. I won't lie to you. I don't give a
Okay,
shit.
what are you talking about?
I mean, like as far as what? Most of it's charity. Who are we giving money to? Who? And then we vote.
The Jews. Some weird YouTube conspiracy that Adam can get a part of.
No Jews, no blacks, no.
Wow.
white.
Okay. Well, you just said a lot there.
I'm joking. No, they are very racist.
Anyway, stonecutters. Check them out.
They're rich, white, prosperous men of the community. Of course, they're racist.
You know what I feel bad for is when I did my TV
Why do you think I don't go there anymore?
when I did my TV poll, people voted The Simpsons out like early round one, I think. And it's like you have to judge it based on like the first 10 seasons, not now.
That's a show that's way skipped the shark years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Years.
But
Like, it used to be genuinely funny, but now it's just like, ugh.
Well, yeah. Just to finish up, her sister's the only one that knows. You know.
Oh, you guys know?
Oh yeah. We could know if I went and beat her sister down until she told me.
So 20 minutes, we'll know.
Well, actually, knowing her sister, if I just let her see the pickle, she'd probably tell me.
Wow. If I let her see my pickle, what she tell us?
Somebody clip that and send her to her, please.
Just show her a little bit of attention. She'll tell you anything. She's ugly. shit.
What's wrong with Funko Pops, by the way?
Logan Michael hates Funko Pops.
Here, does anybody want these two freaking things?
My problem with Funko Pops is the fact that they've pretty much dominated the media landscape. Like you go to a place like, say, Barnes and Noble, and they literally eliminated 30% of their DVD inventory just to have more room for Funko Pops. I'm not kidding.
Do you want
comic book stores? Comic book stores, like the first fucking 8 feet of a comic book store is like Funko Pops now.
I'll take them.
All right, I'll mail them to you. I don't want them.
Add to the fucking collection, dude.
GameStop has a shit load of them. They don't sell them. You know, I mean, they're fucking everywhere. They're designed just to be collected. They don't have
I don't
like,
agree with
fucking
the price
value.
because it costs them 37 cents each.
Exactly.
But they don't bother me. Like I got so many Ghostbuster Funkos that I'll buy all of them.
Put it this way: Funko Pops are Beanie Babies for millennials, and there's nothing you can say that will fucking change my mind on that.
And grown,
I have two, and I didn't pay for them.
Yeah, neither did I. I stole these from ShopRite. I mean, we're not live, right?
We're live.
Yeah, we're live, man. We have been live for a while.
I bought these from ShopRite at work.
Cool. He bought them legally. That's cool to know. And,
Yeah,
and it's absolute fact.
With United States currency.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So do you have to potty or what are you staying up for?
I'm changing the shirt. You know.
Can you do it now so we can go?
Yeah. Just give me a second.
All right. So do that thing.
Yeah. Just send me your address.
Okay, so do that thing. Yeah. So. He's like a toddler.
You torment that boy.
No, he's talking to us now. They can't hear us because they can't interrupt him. Why is he changing his shirt?
Because you made fun of it.
He told me to wear a Pink Floyd shirt tonight. And I go, I never agreed to that. And he's like, I'm not wearing one, so you have to wear it. So I threw one on just to say, like, here's a bone. But I also didn't wear a, Dark Side of the Moon. I did the Wall. But I was like, I never agreed to that because the outfits. Apparently, one of us has to wear a Pink Floyd shirt every week.
Sucks. I don't have one.
Do I have to give you one?
If you want to come up with a new a little break thing, a GIF image, go for it. I'll upload it. I'm too lazy to come up with anything else. I've tried to make GIF images before. They're difficult.
You know what we do need? We do need the fuck Frank shirts or shut up Frank.
No, can't do it. Can't do it.
Can't get
he's
this
not here, but he's gonna hear it later. No more fuck Frank or no more shut up Frank.
It makes him mad, and I don't want to be making anybody mad. So
okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yep. I mean, I thought it'd be like a cool marketing idea because every good show has like its own joke shirt, that's like insider baseball stuff. But I guess we can't have those things yet. We're not big enough.
Right. Let's not talk about this right now.
Yep.
Okay, he's got his I Like Guitar shirt.
Frank, do you like ukuleles?
No, just guitars.
Okay.
You like oboes?
I like guitars and drum sets. I actually play the drums.
What about banjos?
Hold on. Do you have a shirt that says you like drums? Because I don't believe you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No, I got a drum set off this kit for $50. I got it at my shop. Why do I sound like shit all of a sudden?
You sound the same. You always sound like shit.
Fuck you. Hello, testing, test.
You sound the same.
It's like gargling with testicles.
Is that better?
Can you turn your volume up though? I it's hard for me to tell. Does he sound lower than everybody else, guys?
No, because see, Missy was doing.
That sounds rough.
Right there.
I did it on purpose. Okay. How's that?
No, go back up.
No, go back to whatever that was. You actually sounded
Right
clear.
there?
Yeah.
But just turn it down or?
No, right there. Your level's good.
Leave it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Does he sound fuzzy to you guys?
It doesn't sound fuzzy.
Really?
No.
I don't sound fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a fuzzy wuzzy.
Sounds clear for once.
You guys don't hear that? Like that complete fuzz that's coming in?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't hear no fuzz, and I can hear exactly. I mean,
you're a lot louder. It's better. Because
It's-
when you talk, we can't hear you. Like, but if we fuck with your volume, we get crazy. So
that right there. What is that? You talking about that? Whatever that was.
No, that was Adam.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, because that sound is like what I was hearing.
It's my fan because it's fucking summer in Florida.
Get a mixer.
Loud
And
as hell.
the fan
Fuck the
on.
mixer.
And
Fuck the
You're
mixer.
not gonna get a mixer. Stop telling me.
We're not going to have that mixer discussion no more. Promise
You
me.
don't want a mixer. Fuck you, Frank.
Promise me we'll never have that discussion.
Only one with the USB mic.
Nope.
I have 2 fans on in here, and you guys don't hear them.
Jansen has one too. He's fine.
Yeah.
I have 4 fans. I just had to be best you for
Adam's gone.
No,
He's up like right in his fuck Frank blog.
Probably.
No. I would just say he's fine having a USB. Sounds good. Let's let him be. Jansen,
I know. I was messing with him.
Jansen has a USB. Yeah, but
I'm never serious.
I know. I get it. I like oboes. What about you?
I mean, elbows are fun. I mean, you know, elbows and knees, heads and toes.
I can tell when Adam turns on his fan.
I can hear it too because I USB.
I didn't hear it till right now.
I didn't hear it the whole last episode.
Yeah,
Adam, I was totally joking with you, dude, man.
He knows. He knows. Move on.
All right, I hope he does.
I don't hear a fan now.
Because I turned it off.
Do you need to put it on like down below? I get it, dude. Do you need to put one on?
Just do the episode, please.
Oh, don't get pissed.
Do you need
You
a
dare get pissed with me?
Huh?
You need a cool salve?
Yeah.
I live
cool
in
salve.
Florida. You need a fucking fan. Do you
No
need to
shit.
Like icy hot, but it's icy at first, but then it's hot. But if you're just putting it on, it's icy all the time.
We're live, by the way, guys. Let's start.
I love putting ice packs near my ball.
Adam, I'll just say if
All the fucking clips.
you had a on the floor, right? You can't just put it on your legs.
It's a tower fan.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
I've got it all the way almost out in the fucking hallway now.
It's so weird that we suddenly started hearing it though. Because Jansen, you heard it too, right? It just suddenly.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it the whole last episode.
That was the same noise I heard when I was playing whatever, and then I paused. I'm like, Phoenix,
I
you
didn't
with me?
I didn't hear it then.
I didn't hear it then either. Frank's just hearing shit.
So Tom Elliott, welcome. This is what we do on our show. We bicker. Talk about a fan.
The Godfather of the
I
drama.
want Adam to have a fan. I'm just trying to think of a fair compromise.
Listen, we're taking a Tarantino approach, and we're just trying to have normal conversation in our podcast.
Yeah.
You know what that's like, dude?
It's real.
Yeah, but I want Adam to be comfortable because the more comfortable Adam is, the funnier he gets.
If you're watching this or listening to this somehow, check out this on Twitter.
LIW, the Twilight Zone review.
LIW, the TZ review. We're also on Facebook that I barely keep up with, and I'm asking Frank to do, but he won't. So
Well, what do you mean? Yes, I did. You asked me to post it, and I did.
You did. I'm totally being a dick.
Yeah, and by the way, thanks for sending me the password to the Twitter that you just.
I just changed it. It keeps getting locked out. I'll send it to you after the show. Okay.
And by the way, can't find the podcast pod, dude. Gone. Don't know why.
Yeah.
No explanation. Just gone, dude. I don't know why. I would never.
Real
delete
quick.
it.
We had the podcast pod on Twitter because a show we did 50 episodes of, and I'm semi proud of.
75.
50 episodes of. The Twitter got deleted. We never heard why. It just vanished.
I can come up with about 75 reasons why.
But we don't know.
Well, there's so many people we've pissed off, dude.
It's like, why is there a reason that there's a miniature in his attic that controls the town? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are. This is what we're stuck with. So let's talk about that.
And the last name pissed me off to no fucking end, dude. Ugh.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW The Twilight Zone Review. I am Phoenix West Choir, who is joined by Frank Clementine Links Squeeze for some reason, Adam Wilcox and Jansen Carlin. This is episode 183 of the podcast, and episode 8 of season 2 of the Twitter Zone. The episode is titled A Small Town. It debuted June 25, 2020. Seriously, why squeeze? Maybe we will find out as their pointless podcast begins in 3, 2, 1.
Good job, Frank. Good job, Frank.
Good job, what? I didn't hear anything.
Another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
Frank.
As the signpost up ahead, your next stop.
I fucked up.
Dark territory.
I know she's not deaf. But
Like, what are you talking about?
We end our broadcast tonight with some sad news. Beloved Mayor Trina Grant has died in a car accident, leaving the small town of Littleton in mourning. Grant was credited with raising the profile of their community and making it a quaint and bustling tourist stop along the highway. Recently, she had spearheaded a key city council vote that fended off the extension of Interstate 10, which would have cut Littleton off from traffic altogether. She is succeeded in office by town treasurer John Conley, who's been a longtime advocate for the interstate. Grant's passing will likely allow construction on the project to proceed. The economic results of that are yet to be seen. Mayor Grant is survived by her husband, Jason. Our thoughts tonight are with her family, friends, and community.
Hysterical. Grant was just in a courtroom.
Is that the mayor? Wow. This is my favorite. Man, you really nailed that stupid look he always has on his face. These are, wow, man, you're talented as hell.
I'd look like that if I had the vet. Just saying.
Why do you stay in this room, man? It's kind of depressing. You know, my wife and I had that house down on Elm. It didn't feel right staying there without her. Asked her, Nikki, can you stay up here as long as I'm useful? I was up here, she said I might feel closer to God. So good. Go home with her about the diner later. So, do you? What? Feel closer to God?
Trick question. Holy
That's
shit,
what I was
Gil
wondering.
got Oprah to be a
Do you think I could clear out some of the other junk in
church
the attic?
at
Free up that side window, let more light?
it is Oprah,
That
right?
junk predates me, but if you're in the mood to get it out, go for it. You'll be doing the church a favor.
Yeah, Oprah ain't gonna lift the finger to do it.
Hard day today, huh?
Hurry up, Frank.
Maybe we should get thin again.
I miss her too. We all do.
Took this dude a year. It took this dude a year living up there to finally find the model of the town. Fuck me.
Jesus.
Oh my God, why does all this rain smell like
Mr. Jason Grant. A man looking to make a big difference in a small town. But being the change you wish to see in the world is a lot more complicated when you've got that whole world in your hands.
Got the whole world.
It's all a matter of perspective. Here, Twilight Zone.
Fuck you, Pierre.
Oh, welcome to this show that we do. LIW, just use your review episode something. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm just going.
Adam Wilcox.
You went a different route.
We were doing a thing, Adam.
So, today is episode 208, if I'm not mistaken, A Small Town. And let me say a couple things off the bat. Frank, from now on, just Jordan Peele's intro. Number two, the episode is confusing because we seem to have a on-again, off-again relationship with the show. Last week, if you listen to the podcast or last episode, not a big fan. This episode, big fan. It keeps going back and forth for me, and it continues. Not every other episode, but at least out of the two, there's always one I like, and this is the one I like this time.
I think they know that. I think they plan it that way.
Doesn't it seem that way? Because next week we have a very, very different reaction between one I love, one I hate.
It's like they're trying to give you bullshit sandwiches, like some good, well-made bread on either side.
You gotta give them credit for at least spreading it out a little bit, you know, letting it marinate, you know, letting it build up.
So
yeah, I agree with both you guys. You're kind of talking over each other, but I agree. Both
Sorry.
They're spreading it out. You're both right. You have the exact same point. They're spreading it out. And this season, like I said, half of the season is in my top tier 1 bucket, which is crazy. I never thought we'd be here, but here we are. Another episode where I start watching. I'm going to go first. We're going to reverse order from last time. My first thoughts. Small town. And I go, oh God, I came from a small town. I came from a town of 600 people. And I go, oh, what are we going to watch here? And it's like this Colorado town. And we got Damon Wayans Jr. And I'm like, all right, I like him. I like New Girl. I like him. His dad, hit and miss. I like the movie Bulletproof, Frank.
No, I said David Wayans Jr. I'm the whole time thinking, who does he remind me of? You freaking nailed it.
Yeah. His dad?
Is it?
It says Damon Wayans Jr. is Damon Wayans' son. Yes, I'm sorry to break that to you. Junior might have been a giveaway. We're both juniors.
It's not just some coincidence that they all look the same and are all black.
Yeah. Frank, you and I are both juniors.
Wow. Jesus, Jensen.
I don't know why it took this to get there, but
I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying, if you look at like all the Wayans brothers, they all look similar.
Me.
That's where we are.
I'm not the one wearing the racy shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all wearing some kind of shirt. You're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Frank's got his I Love Guitars. Adam's got his KKK shirt. And I got my Pink Floyd shirt on. So here's where we are.
It's not like my wall really just spells it out, you know.
Got the
abolish
the non-white man shirt on. You might as well have a big Confederate flag on, Adam, is what we're trying to say.
Ooh.
You're muted, you realize?
Yeah.
Adam, you are muted, you know.
Move on, Phoenix.
He's talking, but he's muted. Adam, are you okay?
You're muted.
He knows it. He's messing with it.
He just realized
it's probably a good thing I was muted. For you non-listeners, for you listeners only, I'm wearing a t-shirt that says Schwarzenegger on the top and Terminator on the bottom. The cord of my microphone keeps covering certain letters to make my shirt look racy, and I'm trying to hide from the camera.
It covers the right side of the E. Yeah, let's just say that.
And then
I didn't even notice it until Jansen pointed out. Now I'm all self-conscious about it.
And then his name tag covers the Schwartz part of Schwarzenegger.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Look at that right there. Back up. Look, and to your right. Go lean forward.
I'm not doing it. No.
hey, dude, I mean, it's just a shirt. At least he doesn't have me saying it in the first episode ever.
Well, that's you saying it. That's on you, not on me.
I was imitating a black man of what he was saying to white women as he's kicking them out of the show.
To be fair, in two ways for me and you, you didn't know that's what I do when I record. I just go record. I don't tell you.
It's true.
And I just start recording. And that's part of what makes it fun. But also, you kind of said the N-word.
Yeah.
Bitch, are you for real?
He's right.
I said it. I had to say it was in context.
It was in context. That's what I'm saying. Part for you, part for me. It was in context. It was a story. I censored it and all. Anyway.
And right after I hear intro song, I go.
Yeah. I was telling Adam the other day how much I fuck with you back when we used to do our show, like in a different.
Back then,
very different.
Not all super nice to you like he is now.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did you stop?
No real racism now. This show's gone through a number of different changes where the first 20, 30, 40 episodes were just me drunk in a room talking about it. And then Frank joined. And then Frank joined, and then we did that. And then suddenly we started having with the last season of Twilight Zone 2019, we started having different guests, and that was our first time having guests. And then we took a long time off of having guests, and we just talked about Twilight Zone some more. And then Adam joined, and then later Jansen joined, and we started going live, and that's when it really started changing. And so we were on like phase 7 if we're on our Marvel universe thing.
Eventually, we'll be on CBS All Access.
Eventually we will, and we'll be offending everybody. and I can't wait for
We'll,
that.
we'll be the show after the new episodes of Twilight Zone.
Talking Twilight Zone with Chris Hardwick will be on.
Yeah.
Well, look, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Talking Twilight Zone with Phoenix West.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. When Adam came on, I'm like, okay, hopefully this doesn't, I went Phoenix all to myself because I'm selfish, but then I started to, I don't know why I like you, but then Jansen came on, and I'm like, oh, I hope it's not going to be 4 because I can't share Phoenix with but it worked out, and I think this is the best iteration of the show's ever been, and it's because of Adam and Jansen.
And that's why I like having
me, obviously.
And
You're
two
welcome.
of us always agree, and then 2 of us disagree. But the last 4 episodes, we've all agreed on.
Yeah, we're becoming a cohesive whole here. Yeah,
I'm gonna go against the grain just to fuck with you guys this time.
That's fine. You don't like.
I'm just kidding. I love this episode. This was great.
This episode, since I'm going first, let me finish. It played through. I didn't know where it was going. I was surprised where it went. Only thing I want to say negative is I wish Jordan Peele's intro was as in miniature, just a little toy. Just told him he talked over it, and that's it. And that's all I showed Jordan Peele
in a little tiny voice.
Wouldn't that have been hilarious? It would have fit the episode so much better. But
Knock, knock. It's the Twilight Zone.
Up in the Twilight Zone.
Damon Wayans Jr.'s wife is dead. She was the mayor. David Krumholtz took over. He finds he's in like Batman. If you play the Batman games, that's where he has his lair, which is like in a weird cathedral almost at the top of it. But he's sitting there and he finds a model and he sprays a bottle over it, trying to clean it, and it suddenly realizes it's raining outside. That's our premise. And it goes from there. And you're kind of like, oh, okay. So what he does there affects the actual town. A small town means something. It's what I wanted from the M. Night Shyamalan show, Wayward Pines, which is why I thought that show was going to go, but it didn't. That fucking show sucked.
But The Village was awesome.
Village fucking sucks worse.
No, it's great.
That movie's fucking terrible. What are you talking about?
Frank, nobody likes The Village except you, buddy. Nobody.
Terrible.
I'm not even being ironic. I loved it.
I enjoyed The Village.
Thank you, Jan. He's being
Bottom row sucks.
I'm not being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Point is, he realizes it's doing that. They cut Jordan Peele as an umbrella. I was like, okay, that's enough, I guess, of an intro for him. I was hoping he was going to be in miniature. Like, I really was hoping for a fixated miniature Jordan Peele.
They really missed it on this one with his intro and outro, especially his outro because he's not even in it.
Not on the screen.
First time, right?
Voiceover. No. Yeah.
He did that in a different episode too.
Which one?
8.
Yeah,
he did in 8, and he did in some other episodes. Anyway,
he would have drowned if he did it at the end of it.
Yeah, he's a squid or octopus.
Would have been hilarious if they put him in like one of those full face scuba gear masks and he's just like underwater doing his intro or his outro.
Just they have for the helmet. Yeah. Like the Men of Honor that
just fucking punching octopus.
Yeah. But to finish my segment, I'm almost done here.
Uh-huh.
I like where the episode went. I kept going, where's this going? I was hoping and really, how do I say this? I was really hoping it didn't go where I thought it was going to go, which is Damon Wayans Jr. versus David Krumholtz, the mayor. He's the new mayor, took over after his ex-wife. I was really hoping it wasn't two heads knocking each other, him fucking him over, realizing everyone's giving him power and trying to sway that. And it didn't do that. It did for a second, but I got over that really quickly, and I was like, okay, I'm on board. So I'm glad they skipped that, and I'm glad they went where they went, and it was interesting, and I had like a weird, bittersweet, I guess I would say, ending. And I was, at the end of the episode, I enjoyed myself the whole way through. I liked everything about it. Only complaint, Jordan Peele's intro. Frank, why don't you go next?
I like the episode. I had a big problem with the character names. I hear Grant, and I immediately think Shadow Play.
His last name, okay.
And there wasn't really many parallels to it.
None.
Maybe extremely loose, but not really. Even though Adam Grant back in Shadow Play could almost no. I would be diving to try to connect that dot. But yeah, the last name, I didn't like the last name, but it is what it is. But other than that, I mean, I thought the premise was interesting, right? With the whole in the rain.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. But I didn't know what he was spraying. I'm like, why is he spraying, cologne over everybody? Like, is everybody smelling nice now?
He was trying to clean the window. He
he's
saw
cleaning
himself. Yeah. He saw himself inside looking at the table, and he was trying to clean the window so he can get a better look.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
Because his wife's attic. That was his wife's attic, and she had all this junk, and he's trying to clean it up because she let it be dusty apparently.
No, that's not his. That was not his wife's attic. No, they had a house down the street, and
Sure was his wife's attic.
It was the church's attic.
She was working there.
She was the mayor.
She was the mayor because she was working there too. That's why he. That's
in
why
the church.
There.
The mayor works in the church.
To connect it for you, Frank, the reason he talks about it later, or in a piece of the episode where he goes, she always knew how to get things done around here, or something like that, or she would make sure this place was ship shape, and the reason she was able to do that was because that was her attic and that was her model.
Yeah. She would go there. She didn't live there like he did. You're assuming I agree with what you're saying. They kind of show it like she's living there like he did, but obviously she wouldn't have been there. But she was visiting it from time to time because she was more reasonable about it. He was more obsessive about it because his wife's gone. So he was just there, and that's it.
Yeah, I can totally understand why he didn't live in that big house by himself.
But he kept saying his wife was there because it got her closer to God. And then that's what the whole point of the episode is he's a god of this town looking over this model and can actually change things from there. That's the whole point of it. It looked like the Crow or Batman, like his apartment in the Crow. It reminded me of that a lot.
I was just thinking that. I'm glad you brought that up. It's like this was the apartment from the Crow that he falls out of, or
big ass window.
The same might have been the same set. Who knows?
Am I the only one on the face of the earth that's never seen The Crow?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it.
It's a great movie. You should probably watch it.
No, if I haven't done it yet, I probably never will.
To be quite honest with you, Frank,
great movie.
Not worth your time.
Oh my God.
I figure as much.
Okay, so hold on. Let me do something here. Oh, shit.
I mean, Bruce
wishes to plug. Apparently,
he's shutting it down.
Shut up.
Raiders of the Lostflix.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a holiday and for
last
hours
episode of the podcast.
Oh, and
Sports Car Anson fucking ruined it.
Podcast. Phoenix.
Here's let me pull it back. Okay, I still think that it's not worth your time, but the
fuck you.
Sorry, I accidentally hit that.
I think it's just one of those movies you have to see to like be well rounded, but I don't think it was anything great for me personally.
Fair enough.
I broke Phoenix.
Knowing your movie likes and your interests, The Crow is right up your alley. Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters.
Love him.
That's all you need to know.
And Ernie Hudson from Oz.
Yeah.
He was in Oz.
He was the administrator on Oz, right?
Yeah.
He was the administrator on Oz, right?
The warden, whatever you want to call
Warden.
him.
Sorry. It's been 25 years since I watched that show.
Aha, you admitted it. I knew you watched it.
I told you I watched some of it.
Well, yeah, because the last episode you said you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I said I watched like a season and a half or so.
So if you watch a season and a half, Chris Maloney and Beecher didn't start banging uglies until like episode or season 4, I think.
I should also follow up my answer with the fact that I did watch the movie when I was really into torrenting movies, and it was in like 480p, so I didn't have like the greatest experience with it, to be honest.
I don't care about resolution. It still
isn't it really dark. Don't you really need good resolution? Because isn't that a lot of the movie dark?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. So I probably didn't enjoy it.
I would never say watch this movie. It's great. I would just say I really enjoyed this movie. If you want to watch it, go right ahead. If if Jansen didn't like it, I'd be like, okay. But if he says I fucking hated that movie, I'd be like, what? How?
I just said I didn't like it, and you
know,
fucking shut the podcast off on me.
That movie, which I don't agree with at all.
Plus, you'd be taking my line because that's what I say. Watch that movie; it's great.
Listen, Frank.
When did that come out?
Do you value your time? Do you value
94.
your time as much as I value mine?
Extremely, sir.
Watch something else.
Okay.
It was not his era.
What do you mean it was my era? You're
not
not
yours. I'm talking about Jansen. Yeah, I'm trying to say that it probably wouldn't have the same impact on him because he grew up with way better superhero movies than we did. So,
Jansen, how old are you?
I'm almost 30.
Almost. Frank,
dude, I'm 46. I was like out of high school when that came out.
Okay, let me talk to Frank because Frank's the same age as me, pretty much. You trust my movies way more than Jansen, right?
So far, because that's the first movie Jansen told me to know.
Okay, you'll like Crow. Watch it with an open mind. It's nothing. You're not going to be like, whoa, that was like. I really enjoyed that movie. It's a great movie.
I trust Phoenix.
It's nothing crazy. It's based off a fucking comic book, which I do have, and I read and I enjoy.
Yeah, it's a cool comic.
But it's a cool comic, and
the worst way for you to get me to watch a movie is to say that. I hate comic book movies.
No, it's. Do you like 30 Days a Night?
I know, what? 30? I never heard of it.
30 Days a Night, the vampire movie.
I never heard of it.
Okay, watch that movie too. It's similar. And who fucking cares? Let's talk about small.
And I do like vampire movies. You know, Interview with a Vampire was great. I loved it.
Okay, 30 Days a Night is a vampire movie based off comic. Same kind of premise, same kind of comic, same era. A little bit later, about half a decade later. But point is, watch those two movies, you'll like them.
As long as it's not Marvel or DC, I'm there.
No, it's what is that? Dark Horse. They're both that. Point is, let's talk about Small Town, because talking about negativity on The Crow is boiling me to my core. So let's talk about.
I don't hold on. I just need to say this before we continue on, so you're not pissed off at me. I don't have negativity for it. I just don't have positivity for it. I am in the middle. It's not that good. It's not that great. Wasn't worth my time. I felt.
What didn't you like about it? Is what I'm curious about. Real quick, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
it wasn't that good to me. I don't know. I don't have a specific reason.
Okay, great.
I don't have anything.
I mean, didn't you hear him say he watched it in terrible resolution?
Yeah, I watched it in terrible resolution during a time when I thought I was really into shit like that, and I wasn't into it.
Okay, so both of you rewatch it with high resolution.
Now I got to waste another hour and a half of my life.
I will just say skip the sequels. Those are terrible.
I hate sequels anyway. So
yeah, sequels are embarrassing.
The sequels are Edward Furlong from Terminator 2 plays him in the fourth one.
Ugh.
It is so beyond batshit annoying and bad.
You talking about the T-1000?
No, Edward Furlong.
Who's that?
John Connor.
Oh, okay, can you just say that? I don't know the names of actors. Can you say the characters? I'm more into that. Like, if you say a character from a movie, I'll know what you're talking about.
Since you turned this into a Crow podcast, Phoenix, a little fun.
Jansen did.
Little fun fact for you. Fun Boy was supposed to be played by Iggy Pop, who wasn't available to be in the actual Crow movie.
Cool.
Iggy Pop's in the sequel, which is inferior to the first one. Not the worst of the sequels, but still really bad.
You're not going to surprise me with a Crow fun fact.
Okay.
If Iggy Pop was in The Crow, I wouldn't watch it. But since he's not, I will.
Well, a lot of the drawings were based on Iggy Pop's physique, so that's why they were going to have him be in there.
The first one, it's about Detroit, the city of Detroit.
8 Mile. What?
Guy gets killed, and he avenges his wife's and his murder.
Not even close.
The whole story.
Spaghetti. Joke.
Anyway, Small Town.
Let's get back to Frank's thoughts on Small Town.
I said my thoughts. Frank, do your thoughts on A Small Town, Not in The Crow, which is a great movie.
In your opinion?
I give it
10. Phoenix, what was that song by Pearl Jam about the small town?
Oh God, what is that song? A woman behind a counter in a small town?
Yeah. She was hot, dude.
She was old.
No. In the
elderly woman behind a counter in a small town is in a full name.
elderly woman. Damn it. No, I'm talking about the Latina woman in the small town behind the counter.
I don't know. Jennifer Lopez, what are you talking about? Finish your fucking thoughts. Can we stay on topic here for once?
The Jennifer Lopez in this episode was hot.
What did you think about the fucking episode, Frank?
I liked it.
Okay, Adam.
Moving on.
Unmute yourself and tell me what you thought of the episode.
I just hated his last name. Could have been anything else.
5 minutes in this episode, we didn't talked about it. Can you, Adam, please?
Okay, there's really only one thing I can say about this episode, and that's
Adam, please.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here! Nice fucking model!
well, now that I got that out of the way, it wasn't very.
Read that. Hashtag Adam.
Hashtag don't be like Jansen. The crow rules.
Okay, so what do you think about this episode? A small town.
I like the model. I thought the special effects were good. I thought the actors were good. I enjoyed the characters. This one was pretty good. My only gripes, I think, would be that I thought that this was supposed to be more about the main character that finds the model, and it kind of stops being focused on him as the show goes on. And after listening to you guys talk, I think I kind of like the fact that it did subvert my expectations at least that much. Yeah. I didn't predict the ending. I didn't dislike the ending any. This I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't my favorite of this season. You already know which one that one was, but this was one of the ones that I liked. Definitely. I would say slightly above average, like maybe 6 or 7. Maybe, let's go 7. 7 out of 10 for me.
If I could, real quick, I completely agree with everything Adam just said. It's subverted my expectations. I was watching it going, here it goes. It's gonna. Oh, it didn't go there. The character wasn't severely complicated. He was really quiet. I like the fact that it kept me guessing as where it's going to go. I thought it was going to be like a little him versus him thing, and then it ignores the model in the attic for a while, and I was like dreading that, but it didn't. It kept shifting. Sorry, Jansen, I'm cutting your time.
You're fine.
But it kept shifting where I kept thinking Damon Wayans Jr., who I love. I love New Girl. I love his character, New Girl. I love him.
Coach.
I kept going, Coach. Yeah. I kept going, oh, God, here it goes. It's going to be him versus him, where the mayor is getting credit in the church over all the changes that he's making. He's filling the potholes. He's fixing the sign. Here it goes. They never did it. They had a scene of him going, I don't like this fucking asshole getting all the credit. Here's a big rock in his car.
I love that.
Rock would hit his car, and then he'd be like, the neighbor kid did it. He made a space rock fall in my car. And I realized that's insane, because how did that draw rock on your car?
Yeah, connect the dots.
Other sci-fi things that could have happened to his car that didn't make any sense.
He puts the spider at one point on the model, and that actually looked a lot better than I thought it would. Like especially
it worked
twice. This season, like we've seen special effects that are good and special effects that are terrible. This one actually had good special effects. I thought for sure it wouldn't. But
Frank, you were trying to say something. Did I cut you off?
No. I just said I love the spider part. I thought that was hysterical.
Okay.
And I love the meteorite crashed into the stingray.
Here's my question. Describe the spider thing to me, because both times I didn't see it.
Are you?
Did you turn away? Yeah.
I am arachnophobic.
They didn't focus on it intensely, because I have arachnophobia as well. If I was able to get through it, then it wasn't that intense for me.
Adam, you don't have arachnophobia then?
Not as bad as you.
I walked out of the room twice.
Yeah, I'm not that bad.
There are two people in this world: people who hate spiders and are cool with snakes, and people who hate snakes and are cool with spiders. And
I don't mind snakes.
I see a snake and I'm screaming like a little girl.
Yeah, snakes don't bother me. Yeah.
So here's the deal. Can we agree on this, guys? You don't share any spiders with me just to fuck with me. I won't share any snakes just to fuck with you guys. How about
Fair
that?
enough. Yeah. I respect that, because I don't like spiders either.
Shit, I left the room twice. And if you tell me it's good, I'll trust you guys.
It wasn't that intense. No, it was more or less played up for humor, which I kind of appreciated.
Spider gifts.
Jensen, I will never talk to you again.
Amazon.com.
Here's the thing. I am 100% serious. I will not talk to you again if you see me in spider.
You know, I killed
Or that chat.
I killed a spider in my house this weekend. I shit you not, it was like that big.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've done that out here, and it fucking sucks, and it ruins my week.
I bet Phoenix, you have spiders that are way bigger than they are out here.
Yeah, I mean, don't like spiders take little kids away to their burrows out there?
Australia does that.
Oh,
Are you talking about Pennywise?
Pennywise the spider. No.
I mean, I've been out in Phoenix. I mean, I figure there's spiders that just drag kids into the boulder fields and then
spiders.
Yeah, that's why they call them camel spiders, right?
Big as a camel. It molests the child and releases him. Don't tell anyone.
They all float down here.
I got 8 eyes.
Balls float down here. Children.
They all float.
That damn pedophile spider. He gets you every time.
All the little hair sticking off his legs.
No, here's the thing. I don't mind tarantulas. I grew up with one. My brother had one. Yeah. Like daddy long legs.
Really, Macaulay?
In between what Jansen's talking about right there, I met one my first month in Phoenix, and that's it. And I'm so fucking lucky. And I cross my fingers.
I hardly ever see him here in Florida ever. Like barely ever see him down here.
See one again. And it was like this fucking big, and my cousin was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck him up."
And like, I just want to say, Adam, the reason you don't see spiders because you're overrun by lizards, man.
I have no problem with lizards. They don't bother me, and I don't bother them. If they're eating the spiders, cool.
Lizards run. You step on the sidewalk. They run away.
They scatter. You can never catch those fuckers ever.
I remember when I moved to Miami, I stepped on a what I thought was a little raindrop, or puddle, and I went to go step on it, and it scattered. I was like, "Oh!" And it was all lizards.
Yep.
And that's all it was. And I go, "Oh, thank God." That was my thought. And I never saw a spider there.
Were they green or were they brown?
They were green.
Okay, so they were green anoles.
But I also saw frogs outside. This will date me. Outside of a Blockbuster Video, I went there and I looked out the window and I saw frogs that were like fucking lawn gnome size. And I go, "Oh, fuck this state."
Yeah, and then
that's all it took, huh?
Kuda put the 8-track in and took off, right?
It was a small town. Jansen,
is it my turn now?
Your turn. Sorry.
Jesus Christ!
I said sorry. Go.
I love this episode.
Okay,
I
we're
love
done with Jansen, so let's talk.
I fucking hate you so goddamn much. I'm gonna put a spider in your bed. I swear to God. I know where you live, fucker.
Do you know how much I would cry?
Yes, I know. And
it wouldn't even be entertaining.
Then your girlfriend would have to rock you to sleep, and it's a win-win for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't.
Okay. I won't. I'm not that much of a dick. I love the episode. Love David Wayans Jr. I thought he was perfect fit for this character. I thought he made it believable. He had his own comedy flair to it, of course, and he's brought his personality to it, which was great.
Yeah.
The story was solid. I will say this: I guessed the story, the entirety of it, as soon as I saw the model. Everything was over from that point on for me. I knew basically what was coming from then on, and that's not that far into the episode. That being said, it did not make it any less enjoyable for me to watch because how we got to the end was still enough of a mystery, right, that it was fun to watch. And just a solid Twilight Zone episode for me. I think this again is a great example of what Twilight episodes should be. And it's that's all I got. It was just really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Just goes to show you what good writing and good acting will do.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you can tell that they put effort into this, right? Not only with the production value of the episode, but with the actors that they chose. Aside from budget Oprah, I don't know what she was doing in there.
What the fuck was that?
Was that Oprah or not?
No, it's not Oprah. She's been in a couple other shows that I've watched, and I had to look her up again to remember. But yeah, she's a budget Oprah. I think she's
thought it was Oprah.
She's actually even played a role where she played Oprah too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to pull up her IMDb again, but
to go off what you're saying.
I have a few clips that I'm screaming Oprah in it.
Hold on to those. I want to say something real quick. Is going off what Jansen said, specifically what he said at the beginning there is Dan Williams Jr. is good. He was great in this episode. And what I mean by that is he had to overcome a couple different things. When he was talking at the beginning, like after they introduced the model and he's doing his little monologue, he's talking to himself in the room, in the crow room, where he's going, all right, what else should I do? What else? What else? I'll paint this, and he paints the cafe, and he does this. But really, in reality, he's talking to himself. And the level they chose for the dialogue for his inner monologue is so low key. It's so quiet, where it's like, all right, well, I should just do this, and I should do that. It's his inner monologue, just louder, so we can hear it. And and I'm sitting there watching it, even the first time and the second time, and I'm going, this should be really boring, but I'm really interested in what fucking happens with this character.
Yeah.
And because it should be like, what you think should happen is this is boring. He's talking about what he's doing, but I'm actually sitting there going, what else is he going to do with this fucking town? Because he talks to an old lady who fell in a pothole with her elderly husband, and he fixes the pothole, and he fixes the sign, and he paints the building peach color. And what I think I should be feeling is, all right, I get it, move on, like do something else. But the episode's so fucking good that what I really am thinking when I'm watching this is, oh, what else is he going to do? And I'm like invested fully. And that is such a good, as much as we give shit, if you guys will indulge me for a second here, I apologize. But as much as I give shit to the new seasons, this episode did it really fucking well. Which is, I appreciated everything they showed me about this character, even though I don't know much about the character in the end. Like, how much do you really know about the guy? He wants to do well. His wife's dead. That's all you know. But watching him along the line, trying to figure out how to fix this town, how to actually improve this town, and not give the mayor too much credit, which is his only real challenge along the episode, is fascinating for me. I enjoy watching every second of it, and I really did like this episode a lot. And I at the end, I'm like, I want more episodes like this. It was very simple. It was very neat. It was tidy, but the writing, unlike the last episode, which was neat and tidy, but the writing sucked, so it fell apart. This episode was neat and tidy, but the writing kept it simple enough where you were invested the entire time along.
What I equate it to, for me, the reason that I got so invested is the level of detail that they put into it, right? It's like the scene from Toy Story where he's putting Woody back together and he's painting his boots and he's fixing his hat and sewing up his shirt and everything. Like, that really draws you in. That level of detail is something that should be appreciated in this type of TV show, right? We only have so much time in a single episode. You need to tell me so many different things. The detail has got to be there. Now, of course, it can't be overwhelming, but you only get one episode to get your point across. If you're not going to put forth the effort to put all the detail that's required for me to really enjoy this and feel invested into it, don't make the episode. And that's what we saw with the previous one, right? They should have scrapped it, and they didn't. But this one, you can really tell that they put forth that effort.
It just goes to show me that Peele knows that Peele can... Not that he's writing it, but he can executive, oversee, and he knows what it takes to make a good Twilight Zone. And this is what drives me nuts about Peele is you can get this from him. What was it? Number 8 out of 10 on season 2, and it's like it's so few and far between. But this is what drives me nuts a little bit about Peele when I see something like this. I'm like, what? Where's the rest of these? Like, Peele, man, like. What do you? It's like, do you get up one day like I'm gonna try today, and another day like I don't give a fuck. It's like that's how I feel almost when I see ones like this.
If I can take over, Frank, I know exactly what you mean.
Go ahead.
It appears, because watching this episode into the next, which we will get to next week, but I'm just gonna say real quick, next episode I really fucking love. And it makes you go like, where's this one on paper looks like an episode. It looks like a boring episode they just put together, and here it is. Cool premise, but nothing to it. But in reality, I watch it and I go, that was great. That was fun. It was a simple episode. I'm not looking for like the biggest crazy sci-fi bullshit to amuse my strung out mind or whatever the fuck they think everyone's into nowadays. I'm looking for something like this. I'm looking for a very simple episode that keeps my attention, keeps me guessing, and with characters. And to be fair, this is the biggest fault of the episode. The characters are the least important part of the episode. They really are. How much do you know about any of these characters?
The models.
You're going, I want to see more. I genuinely want to see more of where this episode goes, and
that's why I didn't give it a higher score, because I feel like I wanted some kind of closure for our main character, Damon Wayans Jr. I feel like they were trying to build more up with him, and then they kind of lightly abandoned it, and I just wanted. If it was a character episode, I kind of wanted to see where it was going to go for him, and then it just the episode just kind of stops with that whole storyline. And like you, I wanted to know where that was going to go. So that's the only reason that I took it down a notch, because it's like I felt like I was just let down a little bit by not knowing where that went.
I got some good news that I found here, just so you guys for the future know. The guy who wrote this episode wrote 2 of the episodes that were done in the 80s. So we at least have probably 2 halfway deep. Let's see, The Elevator or To See the Invisible Man.
Yeah,
the Elevator, I believe, is I'm thinking of Night Gallery.
Well, yeah, while you're looking at Adam, to what you just said, buddy, with the closure, right? A lot of Twilight Zone episodes don't give you it at all.
Oh, I know. I just for this particular episode, I just wanted that,
right?
And I felt a little unsatisfied there.
But there are Twilight Zone episodes out there where they do give you the closure.
Right. Sometimes it's hard for me to explain. Sometimes you can be ambiguous, and then I like that. Like you don't really necessarily know what's going to happen. You can let your mind do the wondering. But with this one, it felt like they were building something up, like some kind of a lesson, and it kind of got lost with Damon Wayans Jr. because everything else that happened after he started fixing things kind of took over, and then they kind of forgot about Damon Wayans Jr. At least that's how I felt about it.
Yeah, I hear you on like the lesson not being learned there. There's no lesson to be learned from it.
That's also kind of good though, because this episode could have went so political and they didn't. That was refreshing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can I interject something? So
sure.
Honestly, I like the way I saw it is this de facto mayor douchebag that goes after a woman and her son constantly, right? Because I guess the only 2 he can, I guess, alpha over, right? He had to have done something with with his wife, because he wanted the highway, she didn't, right? She was dead set against it, right? She ends up dead. Boom, there's a highway. He's all happy that he's now living in a shithole. The only guy with a Stingray, everybody else is walking to work the 3 blocks pretty much. But my point being is he's prospering, he's got the trophy wife. Everybody else is poor and scraping by pennies, and before that, the town was on its way up because that highway wasn't there that he was pushing. Highway's there now. She's dead and he's mayor. So not for nothing. Plus they kind of passed him off as this really loosely based, just like mobster wannabe cocksucker. So he even had the freaking Sopranos Saul blue frown. You didn't see that. Like,
Jansen made a really good point before we start recording about David Krumholtz.
Yeah,
please go into that because I completely agree.
I was just saying that I think David. First off, I think David Krumholtz is the type of actor who he's had a good career in the beginning of it and everything, and he's kind of petered off. He's a working actor again, right? So, but I think he's one of those types of people that will be what we see having their third act or their second act lifting them up, right? They're going to be one of those actors that's in their older age is really coming back and hitting it strong, because I think he has a lot of talent. But I was telling Phoenix that I was like, if they ever did a Batman remake for the Penguin, he would be perfect for the Penguin. I could see him pulling that role off immensely.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Right on. But I mean, like, I just had like one more thing to what I was saying to
We're
what
not.
I was saying. Right on. Is, at the end, pretty much he ruined the mayor by everything that he did.
Yeah.
And it was almost, he got back at the mayor who took his wife out, even though he couldn't prove it or anything like that. And it's not like it wasn't a revenge story. Well, I mean, I guess it was, but it was only a revenge story. It was, you do this douche thing, now this happens to you, right? But at the end, the resolution, Adam, you know what I'm saying, is this douchebag mayor elect that didn't get elected, right? Now he is exposed as a fraud. He wasn't the one doing everything that people thought he was, and they turn on him. So in a way, you do kind of get a little bit of resolution. Like, there is a bright, sunny day for this town in the near future now, because now everybody knows that the mayor's a fake, and
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I would say out of a lot of the episodes, there's a lot of them that leave you feeling empty. There's a lot of them that leave you feeling like you want more, or the resolution isn't there. I feel like this one has a resolution. It's just not as obvious. But I do feel good at the end of the episode. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I missed a lot of stuff. I feel like, yeah, you could have done more to show what happened after, but that's not the Twilight Zone, right? So I feel like out of all the episodes that we've watched so far, at least all the episodes that I've seen, this is one of those ones where I got a good feeling from it.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say. Like, I'm not discrediting how you felt about it, Adam. Not at all. I was just kind of putting out, like, well, maybe if you look at it this way, you did get a little bit. So
yeah,
you ponder that. Maybe it might, jostle a little bit of, pop that, 5 into a 6 or 4 into a, who knows?
Maybe I just get used to watching so many things where they start a plot line and then don't finish it. That it's a point where I'm almost looking for it now.
Judging by your YouTube channel, yes, you watch a lot of.
I do. I really. That's absolutely true.
You're almost conditioned to expect it at this point, bro.
You gotta trickle in some blockbusters and some regular bullshit movies.
Oh, I do. I trust me. I take a break from those trash movies from every once in a while and put something else good on, just to remember. Like, yeah, there are movies with budgets that can be good.
Can
when they want
no
to be.
budget.
Yeah. Most of them were made many years ago, but hey, they're there.
And The Crow's great, but let's talk about how this episode. What I agree, Adam, or sorry, Frank, what you were saying. The episode doesn't go where you think it's going to go, even if you're like, this is where it's going to go. Like Jansen said, you expected where it's going to go. That's fine. But it doesn't follow through with the paranoia and the revenge plot lines you think it's setting up. Because you think it's setting up like he's going to fuck over that mayor and it's going to be like them back and forth, ego-driven. But instead, the episode follows a plot line where Damon Wayans' character Damon Wayans Jr. is just trying to do what's best for this town. And he fucks up and he admits it. And he goes, all right, I was the one that was fucking it up. And David Krumholtz is the mayor, is trying to take credit, but he's also like, show us. He tried to accuse a teenager of having
What
like
did he
drawing
call
pictures post what happened, which is stupid.
What was the name he gave? The mayor gave his special friend or something.
No,
but
he goes up have like a little sissy fight on top of the model. It falls over. It's an earthquake. His ring falls on it. There's a giant golden ring in the
Those effects were pretty good too,
and it looked fine. And
the largest piece of gold ever found.
Well,
I think he actually foreshadows what's going to happen, and he puts the ring. He takes the ring off and he sets it on there. So.
He goes, "I'm sorry," and puts it down. He did it for a reason. And
well, I think what's happening there is that I think what really is happening here is that he's letting go, and he's mourning, right? And he's letting go, and at the end of it, he is going to be the person who takes care or pushes the city in the right direction on his wife's behalf, right? That's the role that we were looking for, is that he's able to move on.
Real quick.
What's up?
I completely agree. That this is an episode where he's mourning his wife. He figures out what she's really doing. tries to take over and goes, all right, she was right. I'm pushing way too hard on this. And he lets go and goes, all right, my wife, this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to better the town. She's trying to keep it simple. She didn't tell me about this. He tries to do too much, too quickly, and he pushes it too far. And that's why our last episode didn't work, A Human Face, where they're both about mourning someone who died recently in their lives. The last episode didn't work because we didn't know who the fuck she was. We didn't care. We didn't know anything. We just saw an alien show up and she's taking over humanity, blah, blah, blah. This episode, we see him go through the trial and tribulations of trying to overcome that and trying to become something bigger and different than what she was and trying to fix the town, failing and going, okay, I fucked up. Here, I'm admitting it to the whole town. He admits it. So it felt like a Stephen King movie to me, but he admits it, which is very different from a Stephen King movie.
It was illustrated better in this one. Like you right. Understood.
It does exactly what we were wanting in the other beginning of the episode. We have an exposition of who this episode is about, right? Yeah. We have her in the news. We see a picture of her. We know who's died. We know who's, she's going to be impacted by it, which was completely missing from the previous episode.
And that's why I said, Adam, you're right about a flashback, but only at the beginning would have helped.
Yep, right.
This episode had that.
I like how you tied those together, by the way. That's a great way to summarize both of them. Yeah. This is how to do it right. That's not.
And also both. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say also both episodes had gigantic versions of very small little guys. Giant spider, giant tardigrade. There was
a giant spider in this? I don't remember that.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You blacked out for that part.
Yeah, I was not aware of that.
He went in the other room to go watch The Crow.
I would go in the watch like Crow 4 to avoid that shit.
It's like, where's Phoenix? His clothes are right here. I don't know. I mean, we're just watching. Clothes are here. Phoenix is gone. Get out your clothes.
Yeah, but I enjoy the fact that they don't really go into detail as far as how the character plays out. Like they tussle over the model. It falls over. There's an earthquake. We see a big ring of gold outside at the end. That's it. That's all we get at the end. But I was like, that felt enough part of the story and part of the theme where I was satisfied. I wasn't going, tell me more. Like, I wasn't angry. I wasn't demanding more. I wasn't bored. It was nice to feel that for a while in this season, in the middle of the new show.
Yeah, this one was a rarity.
It's proof that people can write. They just have to try harder. They just have to want something to be good. It is possible every once in a while to have good things in 2020.
This was extremely creative.
Yeah. And the fact that I saw this, what I realized this is what this episode's about, when he sprays the bottle and it rains outside and everyone's all like rocking in the snow and it's raining, I go, oh, this is what it's about. And I was angry at that point, to be honest with you guys. I would go, oh, fuck, here we go. And then it still kept going, and I go, this is great. I have no idea where this is going. Like, I assume it's going to be what it was, but I wasn't ahead of the episode for once. I wasn't just sitting there waiting, like, I know where it's going to show it already. I was just watching and content.
And, like, how about the ingenuity of his wife, where it just took a few turns of a key and then, electricity everywhere? Like, wow. She was very handy with her hand.
R.I.P. We got anything from? Do we have Greg's review?
We do.
Oh boy.
Greg said.
Let's see what the muffins got.
Episode 8, season 2. Like a real fucker. I really like this episode. It's simple, but with layers of interest. There was a bit of Deus Ex Machina ending, but not really. I felt sympathy for the good people, anger toward the assholes, and annoyance toward the sheeple. Yeah, I said it. There's a moral aspect I love about this episode where the main guy wants to do good, tries to flee off the asshole mayor. And despite the fact this town went to shit, there's a giant ass ring of gold that can help the basic needs of the town at least. I'm glad they didn't even push that many agendas. I'm just it's just people wanting to live normal lives. One guy who lives in a church found a way to try and make things right, and when all things go to shit, you still have faith. Yeah, I sound preachy. Go ahead and make fun of me. It's a good TZ feeling. Sorry, it's a feel good TZ episode. Sorry, I love the TZ. I love the feel good TZ episodes when done right. That is really hard to read. I'm sorry, guys. I give the episode a 7 out of 10, aka a B for butt fucked mares who can handle TC wholesomeness. Anyway, I hope you guys stay cool. Can't wait for the final 2 episodes. Your boy, Greg Mirren.
Here, Greg. Here. That's what I say. It's not
fucking preachy fuck. I'm just
Let
kidding,
me
sorry.
say, correct, but also I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. I enjoyed it. It kept my interest. 7's like I really enjoyed it, but it didn't. Nothing personally I loved in it.
You kidding?
I got like 8 and above.
7's a 10 for this fucking series.
That's true.
So what do you guys think, Hanson?
I'm in between an 8 and a 9. I think I'm gonna lean towards 9. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Like I was into it the whole time. There wasn't a moment that I was bored with it. It was a really fun episode. It was a really well written episode, and the characters were, compelling. So I enjoyed it.
I could see myself swayed to an 8 at some point. I have to watch it some more. But Adam,
I'm glad that you said that because you guys actually swayed me a little bit higher too. I was going to give it a 6 out of 10, and I'm drunk on you guys' enthusiasm. So you convinced me it's at least a 7 out of 10, and I would have given a little bit score higher. I've already aired out my grievances; they're minor, but
yeah,
like I said, sometimes I just want a little bit more, and when I'm left wanting, I'm not satisfied. So if I'm not satisfied, it affects my score.
Okay. So you had some issues with it, minor, it appears.
Yeah, but I'll definitely go with 7 out of 10 on this one. Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think a 7 is fair. Jansen, I won't disagree with you. I think that's fair if you liked it more than we did. But yeah, great. Yeah.
Like I said, it's in between 8 and 9. I would say 9 feels like it's almost perfect. I didn't really have too many flaws with this episode, so I feel like that's where I land.
It's a quality episode told in an interesting way. The visuals, like last episode. Sorry, Frank, we'll get to you in a second. The last episode felt it looked a little too much like the rest of the episodes, where I was kind of like, okay, I've seen this 1,000 times. This episode looked different. The music was great. I fucking love the music in this episode. It's very like drums, and it's very
drums
on the music.
Very drums. That's a good descriptor.
Drums.
I mean, dude, yeah.
It was very drummy.
It was like the soundtrack to what's that movie?
Drumline?
Lord of the Rings?
No.
Drumline.
What's that movie with the guy from
so glad I pulled that out before. What?
The guy with Fantastic Four.
Which Fantastic Four? Fan Four Stick or the one before it?
Whiplash.
Oh, Whiplash?
Yeah.
Oh, J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. It was like that soundtrack where it was just drums. That was almost it. And it worked. And
I was going to say that ironically, but then you were actually trying to say it.
That's what it was.
I was really hoping you weren't going to say Jeremy Renner because we were about to fight.
Amazing. But Frank, what do you think about the episode rating wise?
I give it a 7 out of 10. Easily. Okay. Yeah.
Good. We're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, the only thing.
What?
The
Fuck
only.
you, Frank! Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of something to argue.
No, the only thing I didn't like is he used the last name Grant, and that's a cardinal sin in my book for TZ.
I get it, but
you should.
You know, what are you gonna? It's not. It wasn't obvious. I didn't even notice it till you said it. So
I mean, I caught on it right away because I'm always looking for it. I mean, because up to this point, we're just being punched in the face with nostalgic, throwback TZ, like, hey, look, Invader, Whipple, a moving company from Dingle. It's like,
you know what it feels like? It feels like they heard the complaints from season 1 and like, oh, so you don't like political? You just want old school, like Twilight Zone. Well, here it is, and they're just shoving it in your face and they're slapping you with it sometimes. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they listen to our podcast. They really do.
There you go.
Well, I've been in talks with Peel. He's going to come on the last during You Might Also Like. He's going to be on.
He might also get fucking sacrificed for the show, so I don't know if he wants to do that or not.
No, that's the one he wanted to come on because that's his favorite one.
Well, he can go fuck himself. Point is, they obviously shows do now listen to like I made a bunch of shit about The Walking Dead, and clearly someone listened, not just to me. I'm not trying to stake a claim in that, but like they listen to podcasts about this and go, all right, this is what people are bitching about. Let's fix this, and they fix shit. Because if people have listeners, that's more people who are watching it, and that's more the bigger chunk of their audience. So at some point they have to make some sort of correction, and like if you tell the Titanic guy making the corrections, like there's a bunch of icebergs up ahead, but the fans aren't a big fan of that. They'd be like, okay, let's move away from the icebergs.
Iceberg right ahead. Thank you. Like,
well, not only that, but when you put that soapbox out there for people like the podcast, and you recognize that podcast has listeners, and that those are the invested people, right? Exactly. It's not just the people who just watch the show; it's the people who go out and seek other ways to absorb that content. So you got to listen to those people.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Jensen. It's when I complain about The Walking Dead, I would literally go, here's point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. Fix these things. And people would really enjoy it because if you remember a couple of years ago, people were falling off The Walking Dead left and fucking right. I go, here's how you fix this. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I mean, the next season came out and I go, oh, they fixed all those problems.
Dude,
people who make podcasts or video shows about their thing.
People underestimate the power of a podcast, dude.
Yeah,
the power of the interwebs.
Well, like we have
podcasts in general,
and agree with you because I never had one person say you're wrong. Like they have to fix some things, and Twilight Zone fixed things from last season. Frank and I did the whole last season together. There were so many fucking issues, and this season I'm not feeling those issues. Are you, Frank? No. I've never once said Twitter Zone. I've never once said left-wing Twitter feed. I've never once said, please stop telling me about A, B, C. I get the fucking political agenda. I know what you're saying. Please stop fucking telling me about it. We're just watching it and going, this is entertaining. Like today's episode, we all agree. It was entertaining.
Right. We're the difference between this season and last is if we don't like something this season, it's just because it wasn't written very well. It's not because it's trying to preach something at us.
Exactly. Last episode, A Human Face didn't offend me. I was just like, oh, just fell short. That's our biggest concern. I want to be told a well-told story in 30 to 40 minutes, not 50, not 60. No. That contains an episode where I think and I'm not ahead of the storyline. And if I am ahead of the storyline, I'm still invested because of the characters. It's very simple. And I want to be surprised at the end. I want to be mad. I want to be told like I'm preached to, like I'm going to fucking church and I'm being told how to feel about some political agenda. That's all I want. And so far, this fucking season is way better than season 1. I'm very pleased with this season. So if someone from CBS is listening, keep doing this. Honestly, I don't want to course correct you too much. Just keep doing this sort of thing.
Just simplify your, get rid of what hasn't worked. Figure out what did, simplify, and focus on that. And it's very simple. The simpler you can make something, but it still be a really good product, is the best way to do it. Don't some people think like they need to make something so, transcending and difficult to understand, and it's almost got to be like in poem form, like where generations will be arguing about what it really meant. And fuck you, I don't want that. I just want to be entertained.
If that does happen, it's by complete accident. It's not something you can force.
No,
like 2001 works because it was made by a genius. Honestly, it's not something that you're like, he went, I want to try to fool people. I want to, like, he just went, here we go. Here's this movie. It's purposely vague. Jordan Peele did that. Nowadays, he'd be like, fuck you. Just tell me a story. That's all I want to see is a story I'm not bored with or preached at. Like, Adam, you fucking hated season 1.
Yeah, I did, and that's part of my thing. If I would have just saw this season and it would have ended on a better episode, I would have kept my CBS All Access subscription. But because I watched season 2 and then watched season 1, I couldn't fucking cancel it quick enough.
Like season 1 is why I hate Facebook and I like Twitter, because season 1 was Facebook. Scroll down your line, Facebook. I hate Facebook. I fucking hate it. I mean, there's a few good things about Facebook. A long lost brother found us through Facebook, so there's that. But that's way few and far between. You know what I mean? But most of it, it's just I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. I can't get away from it. But that's what I mean. So just enough with that shit. I don't need it. There's enough.
And to be fair, they've corrected course enough to avoid that glacier. They've avoided that.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying. Sorry to be so poetic, but I'm trying to avoid our mistakes of last season where we judged it way too harshly, but also kind of fair at the same point last season.
Totally and utterly deserved it.
We haven't yet done Blue Scorpion, which is episode 9. We weren't there yet, and we're kind of going, okay, I fucking get it. But at this point, they go, I can tell they've learned from season 1. They've learned what the fans are looking for. And not even fans, just basic fucking people.
They're trying to make changes versus doubling down on the bullshit.
Exactly. They're trying to. This is what regular people want to watch. Not this is why we get popular on Twitter. Which is why the fuck would they go for that goal of becoming so woke that they're popular instead of here's a good show that people like and it's woke, and accidentally once in a while they'll get ban Twilight Zone, like that sort of thing. I'd rather go for that, where every once in a while you put an episode that challenges those people, than here's an episode for those people. You can't hate us now. Oh, well, there's no sci-fi and there's no stories, characters. Like there's nothing to enjoy or chew deep in that episode. There's no fat on that meat where I can get into and think about it further.
And that's the type of show that deserves to be on free TV. Right. This is the type of show. What we've seen today, what this episode is the thing that deserves to be behind the CBS All Access paywall. Right.
Yeah.
People should need to look for this content and be able to enjoy it in this way that it's meant to be enjoyed, versus, having the Twitter zone on regular TV. If you want that shit, there's plenty of shows that are going to do that for you. This is not what this is supposed to be.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask somebody for a monthly subscription, then you need to step your game up. You need to deliver goods that people are willing to pay a monthly fee for. Yeah, for sure.
People are trying to, get entertained to, zone out of the real world. They want.
Thank you.
Be reminded of it.
We said that so many times last season, Frank, that I already am on Twitter. I don't need to see people going, guns are bad. People who hate, immigrants are bad. I'm already.
Trump is a bad man.
That's the great thing about Twitter. If you don't want to see it, don't have to.
Yeah, but I have to see it if I'm reviewing a show about it. So when they sit there week after week going, here's what you should feel, listener, watcher. And I hate to keep stressing this idea enough. I just really want to praise this season for growing the fuck up from last season, because we do have to compete with Tom Elliott. We do have to compete with those audiences where they're serious about this. So I'm trying to take a few minutes here to be serious. I appreciate you acting like we're fucking grown-ups and telling us a story where I'm not being preached to and I'm not being told illegal immigration. You should be sympathetic toward immigrants. You should feel that guns are bad. You should feel that men are evil. And it's like, oh, I get it.
And every other left-wing radical fucking thought that shoved down your fucking throat every goddamn second of your day.
Well, here's the problem. I'm not even talking about politics. We're not going to go down that road, guys. Don't worry. But I'm clearly not right-wing.
I'm talking about last season.
But last season, why do I need to be told the things I already believe in? Who are you? Nobody right-wing is going, like, watching this going, like, I fucking love Trump and Pence. But you know what? They sway. That's never fucking happening. Never going to happen.
Directing that at the wrong audience, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I must be the exception.
You guys have heard that term "preach to the choir."
Yeah.
Why do they do it so much then?
Because they want to be praised on Twitter.
Screaming into the void. You know, you're not heard if you're screaming into the void.
They weren't
to
getting
be
praised on Twitter
fair.
like they thought they would. So they instead went with let's do a good show, which is what the last episode last season was about, which is fuck that.
Yeah. And like, you know, Rod knew when to pick when to do it and when not to, you know.
People say Twilight Zone is political, and I never agree with that. It's
Yeah, and I agree with you. Twilight Zone is not political. Twilight Zone is more
it's morality.
Thank you. Yeah, very good point.
I've seen every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. If there's one thing that I've learned from watching that show is you can totally do politics in modern science fiction. The trick is not forcing your audience to take sides, making your audience think. That's the whole point. To see a different point of view. Yeah.
Exactly. We'll end on that. I'm not trying to like sit here and hold you guys hostage, but I completely agree.
I'm enjoying the show. I mean,
here's what this could be. The Twilight Zone, 59 series it's a morality play that people want to say Rod injected political messages into his episode, which he did like 5 fucking times. He only did that a few times when it was like, we're coming out of 59, which is like 14 years removed from Nazis.
Yeah, big tall witch.
The Red Scare still
the Cold War, yeah.
Cold War is still going on. He had to do that. The blacklist was still going. He had to put in actors from the blacklist. He had to do all this shit because it was relevant. But now we're looking at a stage in time in television where we don't really have anything to fight against other than each other. So they went, let's aim towards Twitter, towards our people who are already on our side. And I kind of go, why? What's the fucking point? Just tell me an interesting sci-fi story that I want to be invested in, and that's all I want in the fucking world. And this season, thank you. Jordan Peele, I know Adam... I'm sorry, Frank, you're going to have some issues in episode 10. And you said fuck Jordan Peele earlier. But I want to say, except for that episode,
just from the Grant thing.
Peele, CBS All Access for not forcing that down my throat. That's all I want to say.
Well put, dude. Seriously. I mean that.
Do you guys have any parting words of wisdom for this episode?
I don't know how to follow that, Phoenix. It was perfect, and I couldn't have said it.
That's a tough act to follow.
Nor would I have been able to say it better myself. I know that for a fucking fact.
I mean, you all right. You guys are getting tired and want to go, but I had to say that.
I just want to say he cut the roses fucked up. He fucked those roses up, man.
I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, and it applies to this episode. Nothing dates science fiction worse than having it deal with the technology or the hot point of the time. So if you aim all of your episodes towards Facebook or Twitter or MySpace, that's just going to be obsolete in like 2 to 5 years tops.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put something with, you can have a morality lesson.
Did you say MySpace?
I'm just saying any technology. If you think of movies that haven't aged well, movies like 976 Evil, One Missed Call, shit like that. You can't if you base your horror or your sci-fi around just technology and nothing else, you date your science fiction horribly.
That's why you cannot do political messages in a sci-fi story.
Especially current political messages.
You have to stay away from AOL Messenger, man. I'm telling you.
When you're on TIQ, when you're on political messaging is so dated, but when you go morality play, that goes back to like fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like that sticks around for hundreds of years. Like morality doesn't change. You might challenge some things way down the line, but that's striving to be something better. That's trying to change the.
Pretty sure that Wonder Kid is going to be laughed at in about 5 years. I'm laughing at it already. Yeah,
I'm not laughing because I fucking hated it.
It's so bad.
I'm not laughing at that.
So bad.
Fucking
I didn't laugh. I was mad. I wasn't laughing.
So bad, dude. So bad.
8 I laughed at.
Yeah,
that one just because it was dumb. It was just dumb. It wasn't offensively political or anything or preachy. It was just dumb. Yeah,
I agree. But let's get out of here because I tell Dan where to go. So,
outro, right?
He's got his poopy face.
Outro.
It's outro time. Do your outro.
broken things can be mended. Yeah, but how are we going to pay for all this?
Feel like we might have all the resources we need.
We've been able to confirm this is one of the largest pieces of unbroken gold ever reported, which obviously has major implications for Littleton's fortunes.
We can never calculate what change our actions will bring into the world, despite our best intentions, and whether they will be for good or ill. Yet without action, the stars themselves go cold. Jason Grant wanted to change the world for the better, but the power to do so got the best of him until he lost it all. But today, perhaps losing it all, both for Mr. Grant and for the town of Littleton, was the beginning of something new. Lonely hands find each other in the shadows.
Sorry, my finger hit the button by accident.
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Let me just say, Adam has his review up there. 9 out of 10.
We didn't have a lot of voters this week, but we had one for 9 out of 10. So I just figured I'd read it.
I didn't know you posted them, so I didn't share them. So
I did it the last 2 weeks, and that turned out pretty well. But I guess this week everybody just kind of forgot to go vote. That's cool.
I didn't know you posted it.
You know what we should do, Adam? Like in the beginning of the show, we should like direct them towards your website. Like, you know what I mean?
Let's do that for the next one. Yeah.
And the earlier you can post them, and if you can get them on Twitter in the morning, that would be cool.
I will actually share those to Twitter. Yeah, that's what I should probably do.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Is we have a huge Twitter feed for you now. Let's go ahead and use that audience for a reason.
Cool. We'll do it.
Opposed to that, I have a much larger Twitter feed that did not participate today, and I have a small town, Mary Fuck Kill, 25% Mary, 50% fuck, 25% kill.
Interesting.
Split down the middle, but I think I think the 50% spoke well, and then the 25%. What was that? 2 people.
Marry this one. I liked it. No, maybe fuck. I don't know. They're not far off, but yeah.
Do you fuck before you marry or marry after? I mean, depending on, I guess.
In this day and age, really?
I've never been married, and I've fucked several times. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you.
What's it like?
I don't want to be part of your divorce podcast, dude.
Ask for
Anyway, guys, let's hear plugs. Eventually, we'll hear plugs, sometime.
Way Off Topic Radio.
Shut the
Plug
fuck
time.
up, Frank.
Jensen wishes to plug, apparently, reddragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug, raidersofTheLostFlix.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a holiday for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug, LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your 2019 Twilight Zone Season 2 thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. Or tweet us at LIW the TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time.
No, I won't.
Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West. Joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin.
Sorry.
So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Just before we go, I want to say that The Crow was meh.
Frank, watch The Crow tonight and tell me what you think.
I'm on it.
Expect nothing. Just watch it with open mind. Anyway, until next time, noontime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
I'm Jansen. The Crow was meh, Carlin.
And I'm Adam Wilcox. Don't listen to anything Jansen says.
It's just the three of us. Anyway, guys, Frank and Adam, how you guys doing?
I just got booted.
Shut the fuck up. Let's head out of here, guys. The small town was great. So was The Crow. So until next time.
And in the meantime,
so long, citizens.
Frank Clementine Links. Squeeze, squeeze.
For some reason.